Well, we're not doing 100%, because 100% is fucking insane. It's absolutely not something I'm going to do on stream. Might do it at some point, though. But I'm going for the platinum. We're going for the platinum today. And I've been doing a lot of work to support that. Also, I've moved my mic further away from myself. I always end up getting too loud and then, like, peaky, and it sounds terrible. So having it further away might help. We'll see how that goes. But we're going for the platinum. We just have a few things left to do. I wanted to get a lot of this more boring stuff out of the way off stream, but I was literally played basically all the time I've had free today. Um, and some stuff is basically done and just needs to be handed in. I think this one remaining hidden trophy is getting um all of the data chips things, and I have all of them. I did get all of them. I just need to hand them in to get the achievement, to get the trophy. That's fine. Past guides of the present we're gonna do, because this stream was originally just supposed to be me reading the interviews anyway. And I've collected a shitload off stream. They just give you a bunch post game as you do missions. Yeah, building one of every type of structure is okay. We only have to do 2 more things for that. But maxing out all types of structures is the busy work that we have to do. So we're going to start with that. And yeah, supply request is 0 effort, which is why I saved it till left. Then it's on the schedule as a pleasant surprise. I recognize that climbing game, but what else you got planned? Yeah, it was because because we got another week today where Caleb's busy. So we're between our collab projects. So I had another slot open in the stream, in the another slot open in the schedule. So it was either do more of whatever we're doing or do something else, because we did all of Prime 4 last week. That was last week's thing. But yeah, I've got a handful of demos that I've been sitting on for ages that aren't new or anything that I wanted to play, and I grabbed some new ones. Let me run you down the list of demos that I'm interested in. So we've talked about Can during this playthrough. It's by the Game Bakers, the Fury people, but it's a climbing game, and it's I think you control the individual limbs while climbing, not in a quap way. I think you swap select the limb and then move it with whatever control method you're using or something like that. It's not supposed to be a quap like or anything. The other one I used as an image for the schedule is Grime 2, because I played Grime 1 and I really liked it. So I'm looking forward to Grime 2, and there's a demo out for it. So we're gonna do that definitely. The rest, it's like whatever I've got time for, whatever I feel like. Yeah, there's a bunch I've just been sitting on. I haven't played. Maybe I'll finally get around to the VA Proxy demo, the game where you can parry nukes. I've got, what else have I got? Might try the demo for Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, because that might be cool. And I've been looking at the 3D Ninja Gaidens lately, so that could be cool. What else? There's Dead as Disco, which I was gonna do like last demo stream, but I didn't get around to it. That's like a Hi-Fi Rush like a music rhythm based fight, like character action fighting game, whatever, action game. There's a new Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator game called Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator. I haven't played Organ Trading Simulator, but I saw it. You get to trade babies in the sense of Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. So I'm gonna give that a look. There's Dino Blade. There's a demo for that. Which I've not really been actively following the development of that, but it's like, yeah, it's like someone on Twitter was just for fun making cool animations of dinosaurs doing attacks with big weapons, and then they were like, okay, I'm gonna make a game of it, and so we get Dino Blade. It has a demo now, so we're gonna play that. Any boring, dull turn-based strategy games that would cause you to lose subscribers? No turn-based strategy. Yeah, Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator is going to be fast-paced, so that's not going to do that. I got a couple of like oddballs that I might try. There's one called Burden Street Station, which looks cool visually, but it's an adventure game, a dead genre game. But it looks kind of neat and has a somewhat interesting main gimmick where you're like swapping your body parts around to like affect how people perceive you in conversation or something like that. That just seemed interesting. And there's Mind Wave, which is another aesthetically interesting one, and that's a WarioWare like that's a micro game, and it just looks neat visually. So might have a go at that. And there's a demo for a game that came out yesterday. And I really want to play that game, but like, if I've got time, I might do the demo just to get the chance to talk about it. Because I watched like the back half of a playthrough of this game be streamed yesterday. A game by the name of Skate Story, where you are a demon made of glass and you must skate. Um, it's really fucking good, and the soundtrack is immaculate. Like the soundtrack is just some band's album, and it's really good. So I've got those. I might look into more between now and then and see if there's anything else of interest. If there are any recommendations, do shoot them my way as well. But I'll just go into them and just play whichever one I feel like, and we'll see how it goes. That's the plan anyway. Should be fun. So, Death Stranding. We need to, yeah. So it's a bit annoying to have to build all these structures. The main thing is the materials. I might see if I can find some information somewhere on exactly how much it costs for each upgrade, for each building. So I have to do less trips back and forth, running and getting materials. But the game, I mean, I have the 1 out of 10 here, but um, the PS5's counters slash tracking only really does so much for us. But there is an in-game solution to this in the game's menus, so it's just getting the work done. Basically, I wish I could have done it off stream. So yeah, I get those done. Gonna hand these things in. Gonna do a bunch of reading. We'll probably do some of that now, and just do it bit by bit. And we have like that one post game mission to do. I've got things to show you. I've got to go into the media gallery, because I did the Half-Life and Cyberpunk stuff. Right, where was I at last? There's a lot of screenshots. I've maxed everyone out. Everyone's on the UCA. Everyone's at 5 stars. I thought I had done it, but then it was like, oh, actually no, I needed to get an extra star with I was like a sliver away from the star with the musician Daichi Miura back in the first region, so I had to do that. And I ziplined up the entirety of the eastern region as well. I will show you some of that since we're doing stuff in the region, but I've got everything connected up, and the way I've hooked up the wind farm is frankly genius. I've absolutely nailed that because that whole thing is just a huge BT area, but I skipped over all of it. So, right, this is like the end of the game, and that's my final rating. That's right. That's that. So then everything back from here is stuff I did off stream because I did a lot. So I started off in the eastern region, maxing everyone out, getting patches, and see we got a shitload of interviews, and these aren't for specifically delivering to any particular place. I think it's just there's a counter going on in the background of how many orders you've done after completing the story, so you get a bunch of post-story information. So we're going to read those. I think I got all the ones you can get from Hartman. I didn't actually look it up. I think we've got 12 reports now. Let me look that up. Not Die Hardman. Hartman. You can understand me getting them mixed up. Okay. Been playing a lot of this game. Reports. Let's see. No, don't auto-search for something else. Okay, I've got to narrow it down. Stranding. Reports. There's 13? Oh, they do take specific ones. Number 9 through 12 are available in endgame only. I did that. Oh, wait, no, yeah. It involves the Void Out report, which isn't a numbered one. So I have Void Out report and then numbers 1 through 12. So I think I have all those. Good. All right, yes, let's go. We have 79 images to go through. I got a star, interviews, got another bot. Oh, this is one of the Shining Light collectible chips. This is the one that's like at the start of the game on top of a building. I just had to bring a ladder to climb up there. Yeah, more stuff about the BB experiments, colors, lots of colors. A cool Ludens patch from Jeff. Star from Jeff. What became of Hartman, patch, bot, interview, colors, patch. There's a lot of this. Interviews, stuff, bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's me finishing out the wind farm, getting patch, interviews, the president's ghost. I don't know what oh, that was... Yeah, this is for doing 10 of each type of delivery. Because there's 2 trophies for this. And there's one for doing 10 of each type of delivery and one for doing 20 of each type of delivery. And all I needed to do for this was do a bunch of extra timed, like, urgent deliveries and miscellaneous deliveries. Those were the only ones I didn't have 20 of already. So it was just doing a bunch of timed stuff and recovering a bunch of cargo from mules and BTs and what have you. That wasn't too bad. That's me getting the achievement again. President's ghost, stuff about the president, something about Da Vinci, we're getting reports. Yeah, I got those post-game reports. Bunch of interviews. That's for maxing everyone out, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did Sam Lake last. This is skipping through his dialogue. Yeah, I think I did a different video for this. Yeah, I didn't realize what was happening, so I skipped through some of the dialogue. Yeah, he wanted to join the UCA, and I got him. And he was my last lad. Actually, no. No, this is getting everyone in the UCA, not maxing everyone out. Because the photographer was the last person I did. Yeah, you get the idea. Animation. And that's the entire network, not it maxed out. And I did actually run out of bandwidth in the eastern region. So it was before I maxed everyone out. I had to delete some stuff to make room for my zipline network over there. Now I got plenty of room. Yes, we got at least an email from him about this. We'll check that out too. And yeah, he gave me another backpack accessory, which I think is the last available one, which was actually quite useful. I used it. It shows you where NPC porters are on the map. And there's a trophy, I recorded a video of it, so you'll see. But there's a trophy for actively making a trade with a porter. Because they'd offered me their stuff before, and I had taken it before. But you have to put something down to give to them. They have to want to take it, which is not a guaranteed thing. And then they take it, and then they'll offer you a thing. So I had to do that. So I have his holograms now. I got another report. Yeah, this is when I maxed him out. So we got Sam Lake doing Kung Fu. I haven't looked at that yet. Got a patch. Installed that 3rd row. This is for doing Novelist Son. So we get a yummy crypto buyout patch. That one's cute. And then this is me finishing the photographer, which is the last one. So we get Monstrous BT. No, because it was Daichi Miura. This is the last one I did. I said this. I got some colors from him because I hadn't made a delivery to him since before that functionality was unlocked. There you go. Best Beloved is the one for doing everyone. Getting everyone up to max. And that is the maximum number of stars right there. Finally. Yeah, that's the auto video. And then, yes, when I was doing my timed deliveries, I finally finished out my porter grade. I just had to get delivery time up to 60. And I was already doing that because I needed to do more timed deliveries anyway. But you have truly become the great deliverer. Our world has waited a long time for one who can make it whole again. And at last you have arrived. Fulfill your destiny and leave no cargo undelivered. And yeah, I can hold my breath for even longer now. And you get the end game Lou out of the pod image for your banner for getting up to Great Deliverer. So I finally filled out the star. The star does not go any more than that. I maxed it. I think that's just, yeah, that's the trophy again. So this, yeah, that was all previously. This was stuff I did today. This is me going and doing the last Half-Life thing up at the crater where whichever Knot City it was used to be. And there was also a chip down here, so I went and got it. Just had to engage some of these floaters. Yep, giving that guy likes as a standard for being helpful, even though the scanner kind of reveals it before this sign really can. Which is why those signs have limited value, but I still appreciate the appreciate the thought that counts. So yeah, then you go past this. Someone had a bridge here, which is handy. And I was rushing in. It was the same thing that happened in Edge Knot, where it's like, oh, I'm in a BT area, but it's just those floaters, so I'm just going to run through because I don't see any here, not realizing I was entering a proper BT zone. So I almost get caught, as you're about to see in a moment here when I get too close. Yeah, we just had to go for this final companion cube and deliver it to the incinerator. I assume since they said it needed to be destroyed, that it would have to go... that you could just throw it in the tar here or whatever, but no. Yeah, I tried to get that shot off and prevent it from catching me, but... And it was Goldies as well, yeah. The Goldie grabbers, but I guess since I went on the bridge, I was able to shake him, and I was just able to get away. But yeah, that's the main thing that happened during this. I killed some BTs. And yeah, there was a big one floating right on top of it. And I tested again to see if you can cut their cord, and you cannot. So but luckily, yeah, I had a remote detonation grenade launcher, so I just stacked the shitload on it. It was coming at me though, so I panic detonated. Still felt good though. And I'm Ask JK. I'm just going through things I did off stream, and then we're doing the last of the stuff I need for my platinum, and then we're gonna play 2. Yeah, blew him up, got my companion cube, and got a bunch of Coral Crystals while I was at it, and then I just bailed out. And then the rest of this is just me leaving and then driving to the incinerator. Not much of interest, except they do like reuse the cremation animation for the companion cube, so you get to watch this solemn footage of the companion cube being destroyed, just as, you know, you do in Portal. So it was thematically appropriate. I appreciated that. And for my trouble, I get the Strider hologram, finally. The one I've been talking about all game, because I had seen it somewhere. And that was all that stuff done. And yes, once I did... Yeah, well, this is spoilers for what I don't know why that's first. But yeah, I did the last Cyberpunk thing. And this was pretty cool, because they clear out this crater area. And they get rid of the rain as well. So it's just a combat encounter with terrorists, and you do have to actually take them all out. So I went in and engaged them. But it was a good environment for combat. Acris kills his only friend and potential love interest. That's not true. There's the little walker robots, and that's about it, I guess. Fragile's umbrella. But yeah, basically it's just me. I used a lot of the remote detonation grenade launcher. Maybe the impact one might be better, but it's really good for long shots. The range is genuinely impressive. So, and I was able to get a fair few of them in stealth before they really figured me out. But like shots like that, you can manage, and then detonate it mid-air if you're not aiming directly at the target. It's very, very, very good weapon. I'm glad I discovered it this time around. Yeah, and then I get caught and get rid of the rest of them pretty much. Yeah. And then some, yeah, were up on the roof, so I had to go take them out. Well, hidden away. There's the last one. So taking them out unlocks the little shelter here, and you can get the final V-engraved chip. And then it's just going back and handing it in again. And then I gave it in. I really do appreciate the PS5's like share functionality. I remember back when I was like, who'd ever need a share button? Me, apparently. It's really good for doing stuff off stream and not having to actively record. So yeah, we get Creator, Cyberpunk 2077, which I assume is Kojima's model from Cyberpunk, because he's in that game. That's, presumably, if that is what it is, that's the only way to get Kojima's hologram in the game. And you also get a Jackie hologram, which is nice. And I'm Agnes. He has backup plans. Yeah, I got waifus all over the place. Yeah, that was me doing that. Yeah, this was getting the 20 legend ranks. Yeah, 20 legend ranks in every delivery type. Oh yeah, this was earlier today. I was just trying to ramp over here to see if it would be a good shortcut, because someone put a ramp there. And then this happened. I died. There's a kill plane. It's got to be like a kill plane or a vehicle deletion something in that waterfall, and it just killed me. I'd never seen anything like that before, that like weird first-person falling animation when it happened. That destroyed my transporter tribe. I was a little bit upset about that. And then this is a spot near the Timefall Farmers and the racetrack, where you get one of the collectibles. And not only is there a giant Torii gate, but I was completely surprised by this. I didn't know. It plays Asylums for the Feeling when you come here. At least for the first time. I haven't gone back. But it was a real vibe, being on the edge of the earth with this mysterious Torii gate. I just recorded a bit of it. I didn't record the entire song. It's cool, though. I've never been out here. I didn't know about it until this playthrough, and I found out about it. Yeah, then sitting down stopped the music, and I thought I ruined it, but it did start up again once I sat back up. So, I had to go unlock the long-range roadster. Because you need, for the Homo Faber achievement, you need to have built everything once, and that includes the long-range roadster. Thankfully, I was able to get the S ranks, because you need to get an S rank on every roadster race to unlock this. Thankfully, I did every race S rank first try, so it was no problem, but I was a little bit worried. But I managed to do that, and I get the roadster hologram for just doing all of them. And then, yeah, this is the video of me making that delivery. And yeah, after this, I did the Homo Faber trophy, and I thought that one was harder than it was, but I only realized midway through that in the fabrication menu, there's a little tick box that shows you if you've already made that thing. So I had to do that. But I did get Homo Faber, so I'm glad I didn't have to do that one off, on stream. But yeah, this is me figuring out trading. Like, because we had seen people, like, offer stuff to us before, just from saying hello. And I had to, like, look it up, like, what I'm supposed to do. I think this is me looking it up. Yeah, that's me looking it up. So, internet said, like, you have to drop something, and they have to want it and take it. So, yeah, they'll do this little animation to examine your thing. And I realized, I thought he was just doing a big examination, but no, that is the animation for when he doesn't want the thing you're offering. So he can turn your kindness down. So I had to go for a different thing. So he took my stun bomb. You see here, he does a much quicker animation. This is a mechanic like no one would ever engage with, because who wants the shit that these guys have? Who wants mule boots? But in this case, it was like he just gave me some likes, and he didn't even trade me anything back. He just took it. I started panicking here, because I wasn't carrying that much on me. But then I got ahead of him and put down a custom hematic grenade. And this one was enough to do it. But he took my remote stun bombs, the bastard. Yeah, you'll see now he immediately, or pretty much immediately offers something. I was worried he wasn't going to, so I had to, like, step in front of him. And there you go. He gave me the shitty-ass mule boots that no one would ever want. And the other guy offered me a bowler gun, but that wasn't a trade. But yeah, doing that is what gets you the trophy. That is a very rare one. There you go. Any porter in a storm. Yeah, that's me getting Homo Faber. You can see all the things I crafted around me. So that was a bit of work. Yeah. Don't need... Oh, that's it. That's all our videos. Okay. So you're caught up, pretty much. That's all the stuff I've done. So let's start off by just getting... Let's hand in all the data chips, and we can have a quick look at them all. Get the trophy for that. Then we're going to build some structures and try to get those trophies, and then we can... Well, we'll do some reading before we go do that, but... Yeah, we'll get it all done. 14 data chips to hand in. Hell yeah, baby. Fount of Knowledge for restoring all memory chips. We're gonna have probably a bunch of people thank us now. Yeah. Yep. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome, guys. Yeah, you're welcome. That is everyone. All right, see ya. There we go. We got a shitload of data. data from 9 other memory chips was also restored. Never handed in, never waited so long to hand in my memory chips. I've never seen the list go out like that. Oh! Oh, right, yeah, because one of them was the one we got from Higgs's place, his journals. So we will be reading those. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. 70 data. Some of these are going to be quick though. Frame Arms Kagatora looks sick as fuck. I would love to have some of these. Yeah, that one's sick. We got The Walk. This movie, directed by Robert Zemeckis and based on a true story, was released in 2015. Tells the little-known tale of French street performer Philippe Petit's daring high wire between the Twin Towers of New York's World Trade Center. I didn't know this was in this game. In allowing the viewer to see things from Petit's point of view, the movie provided audiences with an entirely new experience, something it has in common with Death Stranding, and the hitherto unprecedented thrill of following Sam on his daring journey between America's two coasts. Okay, Kojima, if you say so. Stand By Me? I've not watched. Based on the short story The Body by Stephen King, tells the tale of 4 young friends who, upon hearing rumors of a corpse dumped on the far side of their sleepy country town, set out to find it, in the hopes of being hailed as local heroes. It explores the idea that death, in being the ultimate unknown, is terrifying for us all, and that the only way to try to deal with that fear is to face it. The same is true in the world of Death Stranding. Just loves tying things into Death Stranding. There's Fright Night, apparently. Tom Holland wrote and directed this 1985 horror comedy, in which high schooler Charlie enlists the help of Peter, presenter on his favorite TV show, Fright Night, in taking on the vampire menace next door. The idea of a TV host becoming a vampire hunter was already novel enough, but it was the vampires exploding when exposed to daylight that really struck in viewers' memories, and arguably led to the slew of sequels and remakes that followed. There's no connection to Death Stranding there, it's just a movie Kojima likes. I respect that. We got a coffee cup, we got a soap bubble, we got some more bikes. Pretty slick bikes, very nice. Kawasaki Ninja. Death Stranding Low Roar. 12-inch of the soundtrack to the legendary video game Death Stranding, featuring tracks such as I'll Keep Coming and Easy Way Out. Listening to it is sure to send soul-soothing oxytocin surging around your system, and by the time it's finished, you'll be holding hands with anyone who happens to be beside you. Game director Hideo Kojima discovered the music of Low Roar by chance when browsing in a record store in Iceland, and went on to use I'll Keep Coming in the first trailer for the game, a perfect example of the strands of fate doing their work. Lucio Fulci's horror and thriller compilation. Neat. Compilation album of tracks used in the movies of Italian splatter horror master Lucio Fulci, including songs from such classics as A Lizard in a Woman's Skin, The New York Ripper, Manhattan Baby, and The Beyond. Ooh, The Beyond. Sadly absent is anything from 1979 zombie classic Zombie 2, whose zombie designs, groundbreaking performances, and unforgettable music were a huge influence on later directors. If you ever get a chance, there's another that's another soundtrack that's well worth a listen. Yeah, now we're into this. It's like, these are really just Kojima's personal recommendations. Like, hey, here's a cool thing you should check out. Profondo Rosso, original motion picture soundtrack. Soundtrack to the genius Dario Argento's Deep Red, which spawned the genre that came to be known as Giallo in his home country of Italy upon its release in 1975. Though billed as a suspense movie, it's a masterpiece more terrifying than many horror movies of the era, with music provided by progressive rock group Goblin, who also soundtracked 1977 Suspiria. Suspiria actually released before Deep Red in Japan and was a huge hit, leading to the latter being released there as Suspiria 2, despite the two movies bearing no relation to one another. Huh. Neat. Bronson. Tom Hardy. Oh! I didn't know that was a Winding Refn joint. I haven't seen it, but I guess I'll have to. Shit. Yeah, based on the ultra-violent life story of a fighter who went by the name of Bronson. Winding Refn brought his unique brand of brutal action to a production brimming with vitality and intensity. After Bronson, he went on to direct Valhalla Rising, and eventually the critically acclaimed Drive. Hideo Kojima contacted Winding Refn personally, and the two finally met by coincidence in London, becoming firm friends from their very first moment together. Mr. Winding Refn recalls the encounter to this day as having been like meeting an old friend. Goblin's great. I'll have to give him a listen then. And Valhalla Rising, as prior mentioned. I didn't know about this movie at all. It's got Mads in it. Original music from the movie Valhalla Rising, starring Mads Mikkelsen and directed by Nicholas Winding Refn. The film tells the tale of One Eye, a legendary warrior of the Viking Age, played by Mikkelsen. Having lost his voice and one of his eyes, he radiates the almost superhuman magic of a hero, straight out of the sagas from ancient Scandinavia. The movie is more than worth a watch, and the soundtrack is worth a listen to, having been composed by longtime Winning Refn collaborators Peter and Peter. That's a lot of Peter. Peter. Is that someone's actual name? They didn't typo that, did they? That's a lot of Peter. And then, yeah, just these interviews. So, that's all those. Let's read our emails, and then we'll read some interviews, because we have a lot to get through before I get to play Death Stranding 2. Hey, Sam. Is it just me, or are things pretty lively around here ever since you first came through? Been checking the staff's vitals lately, and everyone's in good health and good spirits, it seems. Time was, we'd freak out and start fighting over the smallest shit. Nowadays, we're all smiles and handshakes, backslapping. Hell, I've even doled out a few hugs. Best of all, we've got peace of mind. And you know what? I think we're using less smart drugs because of it. Might be our bodies are producing oxy on their own again, even. And if so, the day we ditch the smart drugs altogether could be just round the corner. You made it possible, Sam. You've been a hero to us. You've given us hope. Hey there, Sam. Port Knot City's growing by leaps and bounds. I told you about all those cranes and whatnot before, right? Well, that was only the beginning. These days, there are so many containers coming in and out of the distro center that it's a challenge just to get to the front door. We've been working really hard to increase our productivity, and I'm proud to say that as a result of our exports to other distro centers and way stations, as a result, our exports to other distro centers and way stations are increasing all the time, which means, of course, that we're importing more and more in return as well. This must be what it feels like to put the country back together, right? Bringing people together, building up the UCA. I used to think it was all a pipe dream, but I see it happening now, bit by bit, every damn day. We even get bot deliveries out here now. If that's not a sign that we've been pulling our weight, I don't know what is. Actually, I heard some of the bots were assigned to you. I have not been using them. They're not useful. I hope you're making use of them. I mean, it's thanks to you and the chiral network that they're even viable in the first place. I tell you, I don't know what we'd do without your help. Hey, Sam, you're quite something, aren't you? Delivering cargo out there, all by yourself, stitching America back together. I mean, I'm not surprised you're up to it. You're a repatriate, after all, and a member of Bridges, too. Still, you've gone above and beyond. There's just something about you, I guess. Maybe it's something to do with the connection between you and the President and Amelie. Yes, he does not know. He does not know. Well, I guess I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's going to save the world. I just know it. Dear Sam, it was good of you to come visit us again. Can't be easy doing what you do, on the body or the mind. Guess that's what makes you a legend, huh? Well, whoever came up with the idea of sending comms via the beach is a legend too, as far as I'm concerned. What kind of person even considers something like that? It's like whoever decided to try and tame lightning back in the day. I think someone looked at those violent flashes of electricity and said, I can control it, create it, and then they did. Maybe the beach is the same sort of phenomenon, something we can't get our heads around right now, but once we do, once we learn to harness its power, it'll lead to a revolution that changes everything. Industrial Revolution 2! Imagine if we can not only rebuild America, but make a better world than the one that came before. Here's hoping. We'll see in 2. I just saw this one. We'll get to that. We gotta talk to Sam Lake first. Sam, you're the guy that everyone's talking about. Bridget Strand and Amelie too, of course. But now they're pouring their heart and soul into rebuilding America. Looks like we'll have a shiny new nation to call our own before long. No one knows what the future will look like, but everyone I talk to is pretty sure that Di Hardman's going to be a good leader. First time in years, I actually feel pretty positive. A lot of that's thanks to you, of course. I really appreciate everything you've done. Guys like you give porters a good name. Thanks, Sam. I heard you managed to cremate that cube. Nice work, Sam. You've saved the day once again. We should be out of the woods for now, but I, for one, still have a lot of questions. Like, what the hell was that thing, anyway? What was up with all those males marked with the Lambda? And just what kind of experiments was their imposter going on about? Well, I guess the only thing we know for sure is that it's a damn good thing you put a stop to them. They live to fight another Freudian slip. We live to fight another day, and it's all because of you, Sam, our great deliverer. Also, I'm trying a new thing. I just did it for the first time right now, and it should work. It's a thing I realized you can do with OBS. Usually whenever I, I have a thing that like, oh, that might be a good clip or whatever. I have like a button that puts down a marker in the stream so that I can look at it later, and it just takes me straight there. But there's a thing you can do in OBS called a replay buffer, where it's just it takes up a bit of your RAM, constantly, recording the last however long of footage of a stream or recording, and then you can hit a button to save that buffer as a video clip. So I've made it do that now. I've made my button do that. It also leaves a marker, but I'm also just directly saving clips to my PC. So maybe, hopefully, I can do more video stuff with that, since I won't have to troll through the VODs, at least as much, anyway. And I don't have to download anything either. It's just all on my PC. And I've got it on a drive that has plenty of space, so it's no problem. So we'll see how that pans out. Might be better. So, a mail from GLaDOS. Thank you, Sam Porter Bridges. I'm no longer in your world, so perhaps you won't receive this email. However, if you do, I want you to know that I am grateful. That's... GLaDOS would never send a like. That is fucked up. You helped me reawaken to the truth that wasn't my world. The endless pursuit of science is my purpose. If I had resumed those particular experiments while there, the results would have been unpredictable, and possibly catastrophic. Worlds are governed by logical principles. Worlds where these principles are compromised tend not to last very long. Take yours, for example, where the dead mingle with the living. Fortunately, by disposing of that cube, you helped my car return home to my world. Now I'm home, and I'm still alive. Well done, Sam. Well done. I'd like to give you one last gift, a memento to mark the time I spent in your world. It's a Strider hologram. It's like if you consider this canon, which probably no one ever should, it's like the biggest acknowledgement of the events of Half-Life from the perspective of Portal. But let's not think too much about that. It might look rather frightening, but please look on it as a digital reminder of my existence. I hope we get to meet again someday, Sam. We'll have tea and cake. It'll be lovely. P.S. I'm still doing science. Don't worry. GLaDOS knows cakes don't work anymore. Now the reward for testing is alike. Yeah, I guess she understands that people just run off oxytocin here, so that works. Doesn't have to berate us. Anyway, how's it going with Jackie? Did he get his brain back? Ya acuerdo, Sam. Ya acuerdo. That's how you say that. It was a hot exit. I mean, we straight up dove into the car. Me and V. A friend from work, let's say. Plan was solid. Should have gone like clockwork, but I don't know. I fucked up. Got us killed. Maybe. As far as I can tell, I'm a ghost. Look at me, Choom. A fucking ghost drifting between worlds. Shit. Chiral Network's the only thing I got to hold on to. Thanks to the chips you found, it's all coming back to me. V and the rest. Just gotta work out where and when I went wrong, and then I'll be able to go home. No reason why I can't. As far as I can tell, ain't got no body to worry about. I'm all data and memory and grudges. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Worth a shot, you know? Which means it's time for us to say goodbye. Can't thank you enough, Sam. For real. As a parting gift, I tweaked your compass one last time. Ought to be able to disable trucks and sensor poles from even further away now. Even though I never used that, but it's there. Also want to give you a couple of holograms. One of the genius from our world, and the other one of one fine-looking hermano. I mean, just look at the guy. Hope you'll think of me. Adios, Sam. Maybe we'll meet again someday. Maybe? That kind of leaves it open for him to, like, go back to Cyberpunk world and be a cyber ghost? Or do stuff here as a cyber ghost? Interesting. And yeah, I cleared out the mules out by the Timefall Farmer. The mules to the north have been awful quiet of late. Got to a point where I was wondering what was going on. And I realized it must have been you are doing. Wrong your. I mean, wow. Just wow. You're amazing, Sam. Anyway, you'll be pleased to hear that as a result of your heroics, we're growing wheat again. And you know what that means? Beer and bread and pizza. Thanks for all your help, Sam. I've had enough of pizza in this game. Okay, let's get through some data, and then we'll make some buildings, get a trophy. We'll just keep going through them and like top to bottom like this until they're done. But the reports are the important thing. I definitely want to read those before we move on to 2. There's important information there. Bridget and I had discussions about the UCA flag. She wanted something that was based on the old American design. You know the one. 50 stars and 13 stripes. States and colonies. Classic symbol of national pride. The President wanted people to remember that pride as we went about our rebuilding process, but I thought differently. The old American flag was redesigned 26 times. Each time a new state joined the Union, they had to add another star. It was easy to believe the country would keep on growing forever, end up taking over the world. Hell, most people believe just that. Good old manifest destiny, the mantra used to justify countless atrocities centuries ago. You can believe I told the president we damn well better not carry on that particular legacy. He's a good guy, Die Hardman. Freedom, liberty, equality. Those principles should be enshrined and never denied. The stars of the UCA aren't states, but individuals, each with value, each a part of the greater whole. That's what our flag and the UCA represent. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was nervous as hell, but underneath that was a strange kind of euphoria, not unlike the high I felt when I first went into combat years before. A nameless grunt stumbling around, surrounded by vets who'd seen it all before. Not that I'd stayed nameless for long. Turns out I was a born survivor. Before I knew it, I'd earned myself a reputation and an audience with President Bridget Strand several months after her inauguration. See, he's kind of just Hunk. He's Resident Evil Hunk, but in this setting instead of there being zombies. She looked me straight in the eye and told me that from that day on, I answered to her. We were going to rebuild America together, she said. It may sound daunting and intimidating, but I knew even then that wasn't her intent. She spoke like someone who'd lived a dozen lifetimes, who'd made the most of each and every one. After she said her piece, she smiled and took a step closer me. Her necklace, a simple Y-shaped thing, caught the light, and for an instant I saw something impossible. The necklace was glowing, radiant, spreading across her body, chest to abdomen, like something was being drawn out of her heart. I thought at the time, though I couldn't tell you why. Every time I saw her with that necklace, I remembered the light. It was only much later that Bridget told me about her daughter, Amelie, and how it had been a virgin birth. Which was bullshit, but still, the necklace might have had something to do with their connection. Right, tell me about the BB experiments. As Deadman established in the course of his independent inquiries, the BB experiments were classified and carried out in an atmosphere of great secrecy. Deadman also asserts, correctly, that BBs were recognized as both media for chiral communications and as, essentially, human sacrifices. Bridges 1 was issued BB pods, some of which found their ways into the hands of terrorists out west, who adapted the technology for their own ends. This is further evidenced by the fact that the pods currently in use by the terrorists are identical to those issued to Bridges 1 members. We can only assume that they were stolen. Well, probably not, but, you know. In any event, the true nature of BBs remained a closely guarded secret that we could not and would not disclose to anyone. This was the case from the very beginning, which is why following the Death Stranding, government officials not in the know were certain that it was an act of terror. The actual cause, of course, was a cesarean section performed on a brain-dead pregnant woman. As you'll have heard, the surgeon who performed the operation saw a BT at the time. And so, yeah, the BB experiments were before that outbreak, like the initial outbreak of the Death Stranding, which was during that incident. So, it's almost like they discovered the beach. Like, the Death Stranding was happening in a more, like, natural fashion before, you know, Amelie really kicked things off with resurrecting Sam. But, I mean, I guess we knew the BB experiments were going on because, well, well, no, I guess no, because the cesarean section incident would have been before Sam was, made into a BB. Anyway. Bridget, who had just been inaugurated as president, believed that BBs could be used to prove to everyone that BTs did indeed exist. By dragging this invisible threat into the light, the people might come together again instead of continuing to drift apart. There were terrible risks, she knew. But if America was to be whole once more, BTs couldn't remain hidden. If only we knew what would happen when revealed them to the world. So many typos. I'm sorry, this is taking a lot out of me. Can we pick it up a little later? No, we're picking it up right now. Sorry about before. I just needed a break. I'm ready to continue, if you like. The BB experiments continued after the Stranding, even though the official line was that they'd been shut down. That's how we came to realize that BBs weren't just a means with which we could see BTs. They have the power to connect us to the other side. Power like that could help us make America whole again, surely. That was our thinking at the time, anyway. Not all BBs were created equal, though. One in particular had potential that was off the charts. Yeah, you know which one I'm talking about. It's Sam. It was chosen to serve as the first sacrifice, but I didn't have the stomach to see it through. I couldn't do it. Not to his kid. Couldn't forsake that personal connection to save the world, I guess. So I tried to arrange a rescue. I betrayed my president, betrayed my country, and because of me, both Cliff and his BB ended up dead. It must have weighed on Bridget, too. How could it not? Why else would she have taken in that little BB who died and came back to life as her own son? I mean, she was a piece of shit. It's her fault in the first place. Another lie to comfort and console us. But there's no pretending it didn't happen. Not after Sam told me about the flashback he experienced when he hooked up to his own BB. Not after I realized Cliff had returned and realized he wasn't looking for a bridge baby, but his baby, his own flesh and blood. And now you know why I've devoted my life to the UCA. It's the only way I can begin to atone for what I've done. Cool. Yeah, tell me more about BBs. Dolphins use a sensory mechanism known as echolocation to keep track of both their fellow pod members and any potential prey. As the name suggests, they produce sounds which bounce off objects and return as echoes, allowing them to get an idea of their surroundings. Interesting in and of itself, of course, but what I find more interesting is the recent research suggesting that BBs use a similar method to detect BTs. As you know, BB pods are designed to mimic the conditions inside a human womb and are key to preserving the BB's connections with this world and the next. Well, recent research now suggests that BBs are capable of producing something not unlike a dolphin's sound waves. These pulses travel through the amniotic fluid and out the other side, bounce off BTs, and return as echoes, allowing a BB to ascertain the location of threats. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, just paranormal echolocation. Neat. Fear is pleasure. Oh, good. Whether they realize it or not, the people of our fallen nation suffer greatly as a result of the separation and isolation we all must endure. That's why oxytocin supplementation is so vital. However, not all of us require it to survive. In fact, recent studies have shown something very interesting indeed. An increase in the number of people who regard fear not as a stressful experience to be avoided, but a pleasurable one to be sought out. In humans, the amygdala regulates the emotional response to fear and pleasure-inducing stimuli. Some scientists theorize that because these contradictory emotions are processed by the same region, we may have the capacity to convert one into the other. Conversely, were the two governed by different parts of the brain, such a transformation would be impossible. In an age when threats such as BTs, timefall, and terrorism abound, could the ability to experience fear as pleasure serve as a useful mutation? An adaptation, even? I don't see why not. Yeah, it could definitely lead to, like, issues of, people being too reckless and thrill seekers getting themselves killed for no good reason. Like the whole issue of, like, the anime character who can feel no pain. Like, you think that's useful as an ability until you don't realize you're, like, mortally wounded because you don't feel it. But it kind of translates into, yeah, it kind of relates to, enjoying scary things in games or scary movies, which I absolutely do, so I get that. What became of Deadman? Yeah, there's a bunch of these, like what became of each character. So these might be important going into 2. I'm not connected to anyone or to anything. Not to my mother or the other side. Nothing. All that stuff about how I was created from pluripotent stem cells, that's just a cover story. I actually started life in a womb, albeit an artificial one. A human egg fertilized with human sperm. So far, so natural. But after that, technology took over. Any organs that were absent or lacking, I got from someone else. I've often wondered when I was technically born, given all that. The moment of fertilization? The moment I was taken to the incubator? Either way, there was nothing ordinary about it. I came into this world disconnected. No wonder I don't have a beach to call my own. Can you blame me for developing an obsession? After all, without a beach, death really is the end. Game over. Adios. Or so I thought. I've recently discovered that I was mistaken about all of that. Thanks to Lou, I finally got to visit the beach. I may not have my own, but it seems that they're not closed to me after all, as long as I'm connected to someone. So yeah, he'll get to go to the afterlife because he made connections. Good. So being born isn't actually important. It's just that being born grants you an inherent connection that, lets you go to the beach. But you can supplement that. So cloning is fine, actually. The beach is no more than a space between life and death. Lacking one doesn't mean you're not alive. I mean, I'm definitely alive. If anything, not having your own just means that you're already connected to everyone in this world. It's quite the epiphany, and it certainly put a great many worries of mine into perspective. Oh, that's good. So we didn't learn what became of him, but kind of his closing thoughts at the end of his character arc. That's cool. Size OBS. There we go. Tell me, how much do you know about America? Not much is my guess. After all, it was already a wreck by the time either of us was born. Still, given that the whole purpose of bridges is its reconstruction, I thought it'd be a good idea to learn a bit more about what we're trying to put back together. I imagine that you're aware of the fact that America was founded by European settlers, but do you know the name of the very first one? The man who discovered this place? Very good. Columbus is right. But let's not give the man too much credit. He apparently went to his grave thinking America was some uncharted Asian island. It took another European explorer, Amerigo Vespucci, to realize that America was actually a whole new continent completely unrelated to Asia. That's why it was named after him, you see. Having said that, there are those who question whether Vespucci deserved such an honor. There's a distinct lack of evidence that several of his alleged voyages to the New World even happened. Some think he lied in order to ensure that the new continent would be named after him, and not Columbus. It was a hot topic of scholarly debate for centuries. Can you believe that? If you ask me, though, it really doesn't matter. Neither of them discovered America anyway. No one did. It was here all along, and already home to a great many people, too. The notion that a European discovered this place, or anyone anywhere else for that matter, is the biggest lie of all, don't you think? Yeah. Okay, let's do some building, and then we'll get back to that. God, we have so much still left to read. So, we're gonna build one of each structure. We go look at bridge links. Yeah, we can look at our own record here. I remembered how to do that. So this is how I was looking at how many of each order type I've done. You can see I've got triple L's in 20 miscellaneous and delivery time orders. That was when I finished it off. But if we go and look at structures, we can look at how many of each structure we built and how many of each we fully upgraded too. So I've already done a Jenny, so I don't need to worry about that. But I'm just going to have to build some random shit. So let me go and see if I can find out the exact amount of resources required for each upgrade. So I can just get that much and do it perfectly. Let's see. Death Stranding. Structure. Upgrade costs. Yes. All buildable structures and upgrade costs. Fantastic. So, we'll start with the post box. So 200 metals, then 600 metals. So I'll get as much as I can carry right now. I guess I can make a truck. I just need a bunch of PCCs. Okay. Yeah, that's a way of minimizing deliveries. Is there a truck in the garage here? Defensive truck, which is fine. I just need a truck. A truck of any flavor will do. Okay, so we're gonna need a bunch of PCCs. How many PCCs do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, no, just 8, because I've got a zipline nearby. So 8 PCCs. And then I'll start counting up the materials. Okay, then. We're going to do this as efficiently as possible. So fabricate, I would like 8 PCCs. I probably don't need... I'm wasting material because I don't necessarily need level 2s for all these structures, but I don't care to think about exactly how much I need of each. Okay. So, let's ration out our materials here. I'll go from the top of the list in this article. Or is there like a better... Yeah, I want a spreadsheet. Is there a spreadsheet? Yes. Thank you, Reddit, for this spreadsheet. Oh. Okay, yeah, because some things have initial build costs. And yeah, bandwidth. I might have to destroy some of the things I make because of bandwidth, but let's get everything we need. I have plenty of coral crystals on my person, so I don't need to take any of those. So for a post box, we need 200, then 600 metal. So 200, then 600. Then for a watchtower, we need another 800. No, wait, what? No, it's yeah, another 400 and then an 800. Okay. So I might run out of material available here, so I'll have to do other stuff in other places, but I can just fast travel around to do that. Might be a bit inefficient, but it's gonna work. Okay, so for timefall shelters, we need another 400. And Then another 1,200. Yeah, we've got enough metals for that. Then for a generator, we've done, so I don't have to worry about that. Then for a bridge, yeah, it's like a variable amount of metals, the initial cost, based on how big you build the bridge. But the lowest value is 600. So we'll get another 600. Then we need 1,600 for the next upgrade. And then 2,800 for another upgrade. Can we do that? No. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll... Okay, I shouldn't have done the bridge. Hold on, I'm gonna reset. Because I want to build as much as I can all in one go. So, 200, 600, 400, 800, 400, 1,200. Jenny, we've done. Bridge will skip. So we've got a zipline built already. This needs 240 chemicals, 480 special alloys. I mean, yeah, I've done that a million times, so I know that. Yeah, 240 chemicals, 480 special alloys. Then for the max levels, 1,440 of both. So, how do I round that out? How do I do the math on that one? I don't know. I'll just bring a bunch of both and hope that it's enough. Yeah, that should about do, even if we go over a bit. Okay, so a jump ramp takes 240 special alloys. Yeah, so we can fit another one of those in. Then 480 resins we should be able to do. Yep. And then another 480 special alloys. Can we do that? Yes. Okay, good. Then there's the safe house, which is very expensive, so we'll do that somewhere else. Then there's... Transponder? What the hell's transponder? It might just be an issue with this thing, this spreadsheet. Resins and chemicals? What would that be? Wait, oh wait, this is Death Stranding 2! Oh, I'm getting spoiled and the values are probably wrong. Oh no! Oh no! It's Death Stranding 2! Fuck! Oh, damn it. I learned about a structure I didn't want to know about. God damn it. Oh. Okay, I gotta see if find if there's another spreadsheet anywhere. Fuck. Okay, I'll just use this article again. The information isn't presented as nicely as I would want to. Okay, undo all of it again. Ugh. This is the way it always is. In my effort to do things with the maximum amount of efficiency, I've wasted time and been inefficient. God damn. That's everything cleared out. Let's start over. So, generator we've done. Watchtower, we need 400 metals. Some of the values might be the same, but I don't trust it. 400, 800. Then that's the safe house. I'll skip over that. Shelter, 400 metals. And 1,200 metals. Zipline is 240 chem. 480 special alloys. Then 1,440... no, that's... No. No, I do... Yeah, it's the same for both. So... That gets me up to 1,200, so I take that, and then I don't have enough, and then maybe... Yeah, just about have enough to fully do the zip line. Then for the post box, it's 200, 600 metal. Then the bridge. And we'll do that somewhere else. So that's going to be all the materials we need for the things we're going to build right now, I think. And that all fits on the truck. No problem. Okay. Let us begin the construction. I'm becoming the guy that I've complained about all playthrough. The guy who builds random structures at stupid places on the map. But I'm not doing it to farm likes, goddammit. I'm doing it for the platinum. Which is Probably just as selfish and pointless, but who cares? It's fine. I'll probably delete them after anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to put... This guy here has probably done the same. There's no point to this bridge. I'm just going to start slapping things down and get everything upgraded. And let me grab my PCCs. And as long as we're close to the truck, we should be able to pull materials from the back. That's how it works with the roads anyway. Okay, so we'll do a post box. Which I've not built one of since the tutorial had me do one. Because, I mean, they can be useful, but I never use them. Like, there's some stuff in this one, like what's in here? Playing some fucking normie-ass music, whatever track this is. Yeah, what do you got there? A climbing anchor, and that's it. Like, I get having one at or around a mule or terrorist camp, because you can just put stuff you don't want or need in there, and it's just stored for the community, and everyone else can use it to do the same thing, which helps people out. No, we want to go into the structure menu to upgrade this thing, and then we can look at our Kojima hologram, actually. Right, so we want just 200. Don't want to overshoot. I've rationed out my material. I've just realized for every single one of these, we're going to have to wait for the thing to finish printing. I guess I could work on another thing while I wait for that to do. So if I... Yeah, put a watchtower. Oh, wait. I'm out of bandwidth for some of these things, so I may have to delete some stuff. So I can't do too much all at the same time. Show me those holograms, please. Show me what you got. I want to see the Veteran Porter ones, too. My Sam Lakes. We got Sam Lake waving, and he's got the Porter stick, which is cute. We got him delivering cargo, mission critical cargo. Good for him. Very glad for him. And we have Sam Lake doing kung fu. Yeah. Do you reckon that's actually Sam Lake doing the mocap? Probably not. But it would be very funny if it was. So, right, yes, I've got the Roadster, because I did the Roadster stuff. And yeah, it's the race variant Roadster has, like, a wing on the back, which I don't think you can build the Roadster that way. It's only during races. Because the long-range version doesn't have the wing. It does have some storage capacity on it, but just 2 of the storages are replaced with batteries. Weird. There's our boy Jackie. In Death Stranding, because he is, canonically. And the creator, there he is. We finally got him. There you go. We'll slap him down. He can sit here to greet people who will never look at this thing. All right, yes, so a 400 for that. Diao in the Eastern region probably isn't the best place to be doing this kind of work, given the limited bandwidth, but we'll make it work. I'll go upgrade that zipline that I put down in a minute. So... Wait, did I... Oh, I put the wrong amount in. Oh, for fuck's sake, I put the wrong amount in! No! Oh, I'm a fool. Well, I can put that 200 in and round it out, and I might have to go get more stuff. We're gonna go somewhere else for the rest of the building anyway, so... We'll do it eventually.
Construction complete.
You want 4 hundo and some chiral crystals. There you go. Yeah, I never did much upgrading of my structures. Maybe I'll try to do that more into and like building some of these structures. You know, like I never made post boxes. I never did much with watchtowers. I wish I put down more timefall shelters, because those are actually useful. But I feel like so much of it is already covered by the community, which would make an offline only run more valuable, I guess. But okay, 800, and then a pittance, an absolute pittance of chiral crystals. Look how much I have. I just have to murder some BTs, and I'm set for life. Okay, that's those done. Let's head over to the zip line, and hope I didn't fuck it up too bad with regards to that. Look at him. I've got a Kojimbo in my game now. Oh, wait, yeah, but... Oh, shit, no. It's, the article I'm reading isn't for Director's Cut. It doesn't include the Director's Cut structures. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do yet another reconsideration of my requirements. For fuck's sake, man. Oh, yeah, I already... Oh, shit, I forgot I already upgraded this to level 2. Because I needed the extra range on it for my network, of course. I'm a genius. I was able to give it exactly as much as it needed, and then I had some left over. It makes up for my previous fuck-ups. Plural. So we'll leave that to build. Is it automatically immediately counted as upgraded? Because we do have to wait for it for, if we go up to level 2 and then we want to get it to level 3. But just for the purposes of the achievement. Yeah, the zipline is maxed already. So we need a bridge, safe house, timeful shelter, jump ramp, Carroll Bridge, cargo catapult. Okay, let me find another source of information, and we'll go somewhere else. Director's Cut. That's base game again. Oh, there's the requirements for the new Director's Cut structures on their own, so I can use that in combination with the article I'm reading. Okay. Very good, very good. Let's leave. I'm gonna park this truck back up, and we'll go to the other region, so I don't have to worry so much about bandwidth. We will be back here, though. We need to shoot some mules. Coming through. And yeah, one of the chips we missed was just over there, by those like blue cargo crates, by the way. Because we did get the one that was in with those crates there, but there's just another one. Nah, my footwear's fine. Don't get angry at my Yeezys. Okay.
Proceed to distribution center.
Yep. We'll never be using that truck again, most likely. Okay, let's fast travel, and then we'll do a bit more reading. We gotta take every opportunity to split up the reading. So I think my the stuff that I did, building structures, or taking materials. I guess anywhere's basically okay. I'll go for this distro center. It's got a lot of maybe this way. I mean, this way's got, like, infinite metal, because I stored a bunch there. That might be better. I'll go there. Then we'll read some emails. Yeah. Oh, email? New email? New email just dropped? God damn it. Just want him to come in. From Jake Witt? Okay. A few from people in that region just came in. So we may not read every email. I wasn't expecting to. Oh, one more from Sam Lake. Let's go. I guess they just are queuing up and then progress when I do things or something. Sounds like you're still alive and kicking after all. I knew I shouldn't have believed the worst. It's a real relief to know that you're okay. You sure had us all worried. I just received a message from HQ saying that the Carroll Network covers the whole country now. They're going to make the establishment of the UCA official, with an inauguration and everything. Did you know that the director's going to be named president? Hearing that was a real morale booster, let me tell you. And he's going to do a hell of a job. Between you and me, though, I think they should have asked you. You're the guy who trudged to hell and back to make us whole again, after all. Reckon it's only right you should get to be the big boss man. Big boss? Big boss? No! That is not Big Boss! Yeah, like, I mean, it's all well and good that we built the UCA, but it's still built off the back of, like, half-dead babies. And I don't know if we're gonna do anything to really address that. We'll have to see in 2. Things just keep getting better and better here at Port Knot City, Sam. You've got everyone so fired up to do what we could for this place. Now we're really starting to see the fruits of our labors. You take a look at that at the distro center already? Can't believe the number of shipments it's processing nowadays. Trade is booming. Needless to say, it's all thanks to you. That's why we gave you that star. It's a symbol of our gratitude. I think it's the only email that's ever acknowledged the stars. It's not just for show, though. I presume you've heard the rumors that porters who receive stars from preppers can make use of their shelters? Maybe you should give it a try. Anyway, I just wanted to say thanks for all your help. I've still never done that. I've still never rested at a shelter. Maybe we should do that before we finish. Hey there, Sam. Lately, I feel like I'm getting a better idea of how you youngins make deliveries these days. You really are the best porter in the game, aren't you? Literally, because my stats are maxed out. Not that you need me to tell you, though. Bridges has its own evaluation system, doesn't it? Must get pretty stressful having to think about all those different factors. Cargo condition, delivery speed, all that jazz. I mean, sure, all that stuff's important, but it's got nothing to do with what portering's really all about. You can tell the guys who set the system up aren't like you and me. Then again, maybe you haven't quite figured it out yet either. I mean, I've maxed out my stats, so... I have to go eat and came back to someone's message got sent to the Shadow Realm. You talking about Big Boss? Oh, it's just a spam bot. Whenever you see that, it's just Sari bot deleting a spam message. It's standard stuff. It happens basically every stream. Just most of the time you won't notice it because they get deleted basically instantly. Yeah, it's one of these emails about porter grades, like, after beating the game. Yeah, compared to me, you're still a greenhorn, so I'll run the risk of stating the obvious and say that when you've been doing it as long as I have, you'll realize the simple truth. Every delivery is different. There's no way you can apply the same criteria to every type of cargo, every route, every client. A porter's got to consider each order for what it is and work out the best way to complete the delivery and make the client happy. Oh, so it's like the final version of this email. Because we had one of these for each, like, porter grade category. It's like, you gotta deliver as much as possible. You've gotta deliver as fast as possible. But no, the veteran porter's just like, it depends on the order. Because he knows. He's got the expertise. Having said that, I suppose it's kind of obvious. Especially to you. You're a cut above the rest, after all. I don't feel so bad about getting older knowing guys like you are around. This is your time to shine, Sam. Show us what you're made of. Okay. Oh, let's get through the data pile. Just a bit more. When we come to, like, the reports and the certain man's confessions, we'll do those all in one go. But we've got a bunch that just aren't those. Sam has returned, safe and sound. It's been about a month since he departed for Amelie's Beach. It was a month? I didn't realize it was a month we were gone during the end game, during that one credit sequence. Let me have a drink as well, a sip. Okay. 30 days of relentless searching for us, though for him it must have felt like an eternity. I cannot imagine the isolation and despair he must have been forced to endure. A suffering only known by Amelie and Bridget. Sam has told us about the extinction entity and how it granted humanity a reprieve. But beyond that, he is reluctant to speak. Well, we shall not put any pressure on him. Frankly, I expect we would struggle to comprehend anything else he tells us. Suffice it to say that the last stranding has been avoided, even if its precursor has forever reshaped our world. Thousands and thousands of years from now, should intelligent life walk the earth and find our fossils, they will likely conclude that Homo sapiens died out in the sixth extinction. Perhaps, if we are lucky, they may even find records we leave behind. Still, we cannot hope to guess how much they will understand about who we were. After all, their intelligence will not be like ours. Theirs will be a different understanding of the world, of the universe. Different forms of existence, different conceptions of what it is to be alive. These invariably lead to different conceptions of what it is to die, but it matters not if they never understand who we were. All that matters, in my opinion at least, is they know that we were here. Countless trips to the beach, every single day, each spent searching in vain for my wife and daughter. Such has been my existence. My fate, if you will. After all, if each person's beach is their own, then it stands to reason that the worlds each of us inhabit posthumously are also unique. If that is the case, then even death shall not reunite me with my family. That is why I must search beach after beach after beach for any trace, any clue, anything that might lead me back to them. Death is not the end, after all, and the past is never dead. Indeed, it's not even past. I've decided to give up my quest, for I have come to realize that it will change nothing. I must move on with my life, and as a matter of fact, I already have. I've met someone. Her name is Samantha Spade. I call her Sam, a spirited Hispanic woman. You can imagine how frustrating it is to live life in 21-minute intervals. Speaking of which, oh, good for him. Good for him. Hartman loves Latinas, and he's actually, because he never says anything about this in the main story. Like he talks about his quest, obviously, but he never says, "Oh, I'm giving this up." This is actually the end of his arc. What is the afterlife like anyway? I don't think we know. Like, no one's ever been there and come back in this saying. Maybe we'll find out in 2, but all we've seen is, like, you know, there's the beach, which is like a metaphysical space connected to you, and then there's the seam. You go from your beach to the seam, and then beyond that is the afterlife, and we've never seen it. So, who knows? Maybe it'll be cool. And he started dating someone called Sam, which is weird. There is one rather trivial question that has caused me a great deal of consternation. Bridget was verging on the elderly, yet her appearance was that of someone much, much younger. Indeed, she remained remarkably youthful until her cancer began to take its toll. Sam has a photograph of Bridget from only 10 years ago, in which she still looks like a young woman. Some have posited the theory that it was her strength of will, her desire to rebuild America, that kept her young. Mind over matter. I suppose there may be some truth to that claim. I, however, suspect that the secret to Bridget's youthful appearance is to be found on the beach. Dead man was good enough to bring me her umbilical cord, unbeknownst to Sam, of course, and I was able to confirm that it retained a connection to the beach. This is almost certainly related to why she did not age at the normal rate. So, like Mama would have probably lived way longer as well if what happened didn't happen. Of course, we have no way of truly understanding this link between Bridget and the beach or how long it existed. Similarly, we have no idea why Amelie was born. We can only surmise that Bridget's connection ensured that her heart was not fully subject to the passage of time. Does this mean that I too shall remain ageless well into my senior years? We shall have to see. Right now I have something more pressing to attend to. Every one of his interviews ends with a heart attack. Leonardo da Vinci. Oh. No, I don't want that. Harmon finding another woman? I want him to think about me and nobody else for his entire life, even if I'm dead. I want him to be hung up on me for a while. 10 years at least. Yeah, well, you know, the good thing is, if his wife and child are thinking that way, they can't do anything about it because you can't come back from the afterlife. So they can get fucked. They're gone. Leonardo da Vinci, that most gifted of Renaissance polymaths, once conceived of a composition that would come to be known as the Madonna dei Fusi, or the Madonna of the Yarn Winder. In it, Mary cradles the infant Christ in her arms while he stares, rapt, at a spindle onto which thread is wound, a spindle shaped like a cross. His mother seems more than a little perturbed. Did she perhaps have a premonition that her son would be sacrificed for the salvation of mankind? Me, I like to think of it as the spindle with which the Grecian fates determine the destiny of man. We're back to the fates again, let's go. They always come up in something. In the ancient tales, the length of the thread dictated the lifespan of the individual in question. Of the 3 sisters, it was Clotho who unwound the thread, Lachesis who measured the length, and Atropos who, at the appointed hour, made the final cut. If Mary did know the fate that was to befall Christ, might she have intervened, cutting the string at a different point and liberating him of his burden? I cannot help but wonder. As an aside, while I generally prefer the Greek nomenclature, I do have a strange fondness for Lachesis' Roman moniker, Decima! Oh! That's the name of the engine they made for this game! Oh! I didn't know it had that origin. Cool. So even the engine, the name of the engine, has ties to the concept of, like, strands. God damn it, Kojima. Good grief. It is common nowadays to think of the personality, the mind, of the consciousness as a whole, as phenomena born exclusively of the brain. However, to the ancient Egyptians, things were different. They believed that a person's soul, their spiritual essence, resided in the heart. As a result, the mummification process involved the removal of all internal organs, save this one, the brain included. To the Egyptians, a man's ka was represented by and contained within the heart, whereas the ha was made up of the other organs and the remainder of the flesh. Hardly a picture compatible with modern medical science. But consider for a moment the BBs which porters utilize in the field, and the brain-dead still mothers to which they are bound. Could it not be said that in turning our attention away from the brain and towards the heart, the womb, the umbilicus, in our quest to grow close to the world of the dead, that we are perhaps returning to the old ways? Maybe? Now let's read this one, and then we'll build more. Get that trophy. We'd forgotten all about our dream of going to space. It was a dream from an earlier, simpler time, from before we realized our baby was a BT binding us to the other side, and before we had to sever the link between us. After that, Millingen couldn't even leave the lab, and Lochner swore to live a life of isolation in Mountain Knot City. There was no room in our heart for outer space. But now that we're one, it's all become so clear. In choosing isolation, choosing to forget about the outside world, we were just being human, just doing what everyone else was doing. We turned inwards, venturing deeper and deeper into ourselves, focusing our inner worlds at the expense of the one we shared. Maybe this is what they mean when they say the beach is a reflection of the individual soul. We became trapped in the multiverses contained within, but at last we have a chance to escape. Now that America is whole, we can begin to expand our boundaries once more. Bonds we forged could carry us beyond these clouds. Past time we saw the stars again. Yeah, yeah. It was through the connections between people that the beaches fused the way they did. Neat. Okay, I'm going to read this one too. I've been thinking a lot about my father recently. I'd like to think he'd be happy if he were here. Now that Sam's made us whole again, he'd have his America back. Not that things are perfect. Far from it. The Death Stranding's still a thing, and people aren't free to go where they please. So the UCA's prospects don't look too great. But I'm not going to stand by and let it fall apart. After all, it's a symbol of everything my father held dear. Freedom and community. It's bigger than any one of us. Bigger than all of us still standing. We're only here because of those who came before. My father and everyone back through the generations. I appreciate that more these days, I suppose. And I want to honor the people who made me who I am. That's why I've joined Bridges. Spent too long wrestling with the past. Obsessed with getting revenge on Higgs. The past can't be changed. All I can do now is build upon it and help deliver everyone a brighter future. Fragile Express is back in business. Nice. We read through like a handful. Okay. Okay. Let's step out of here and hope we can build our remaining structures. Then that trophy's done. Then I'm going to do even more reading. Then we've basically just got to do a handful more things, but it might still take a minute. Oh, it's such work. Okay, let's see what we need to make here. What's left? It's the director's cut stuff and the big structures. So, bridge, safe house. I haven't done time full shelter. Ramp, Carroll Bridge, catapult. Let me write that down. You can spell it right. Bridge. Safe house. Shelter. Ramp. Sea bridge. Catapult. Okay. So I need the materials for building and upgrading those. So I'm gonna have to fabricate more PCCs. 6 of them, to be precise. Oh, there's 2 here. Oh, great. How very convenient. Good for me. You're coming with me, and you too are coming with me. And then we need a bunch of material. So, let's see. Claim materials. So, look at this article. The bridge. Where's the bridge on this? Yeah, so for the bridge, we need 800 metals. Then 1,600 metals. And then 2,800 metals. Good God. Okay, but we have like infinite metal here. We have nearly 9,999 metal. So metal is not an issue. This is probably the right place to go. And then let's look at the safe house too. That's expensive. We need 2,400 special alloys. Yeah, 2,400 special alloys. So 2 of those. We got plenty of that too, so we're okay there. Then we need 4,500. Oh God. Yeah, hopefully we can. Oh, yes. What? 4,500 and then 6,840. We might not have enough for that, actually. Let me just take out the maximum amount for safety and see if we can do that. I don't know if anything else needs special alloys. Zipline does, but we've done that. How about the new stuff? Yeah, the jump ramp and the chiral bridge do. So we'll focus on these. Yeah, we'll just try and make these big structures first, and then see what we're left with, and see if we need to go somewhere else. I'm gonna have to make a truck as well. We'll get a truck. trucking. Oh, it's my truck. Yeah, I'll take my truck. I built so many vehicles and left so many of them just lying around. Kind of forget about them sometimes. And then they just spring back into my life as a pleasant surprise. Excuse me? Excuse me? I want to select all these? Huh? Oh, the truck isn't close enough. Okay. I guess it's just saying there's nothing you could do right now with more than 3 of these massive containers. You weak little creature. Okay, hopefully now we're close enough to get all that, because loading it all in manually would be a huge pain. I don't think that's everything, but most of it. Yeah. That's just these 2. That's fine. Just grab these. Very, very heavy boys. No, oh, not full, is it? No, yeah, you just, if you're doing the manual loading like this, you have to do it from the back. There you go. Okay. That should be enough for our big structures. And then it's just the baby stuff. We might do those elsewhere. I could not be bothered enough to, like, go to where I've already built some of these structures. And I don't know if, like, upgrading someone else's structure up to level 3 would count, but I'm gonna assume no, because I don't trust like that. I don't trust like that one bit. Okay. APCC. And we're gonna build a brig. And we've really got to find a good spot for this. We need room. Structure nearby. God. Oh, there we go. Okay. And yeah, it does. I think it costs a different amount if you build it bigger, but we're not going to build it bigger. So down it goes. And we'll see about placing the safe house while we wait for that. Safe house. Safe house. Come on. Where can I put it? These buildings too big. Okay. The swag too heavy. They'll kill you. Okay, I did not figure it out in time. Let's go park up next to that so we can put the requisite materials inside. Yeah, we had to wait for this to build. I have built a bridge before. I don't remember how long it takes, but I think we got to wait for that to build too. And then we're going to have to wait for the, well, we're not going to have to wait for the last level of building. So there's that. It's the 800? I didn't bring an 800? What? Why didn't I bring 800? Am I stupid? I guess I was given the wrong information. God damn it. Okay. I'm not gonna compromise my planning. I'm just gonna go back and get an 800. And then I'll probably have some left over. Assume it said 600 and the information was wrong. Because I've been lied to. Goddamn motherfuckers making poorly, inconveniently formatted and factually incorrect articles on the internet. Hope they lose their jobs. Okay. Yeah, we got plenty of metal. That's not a concern. My battery! I was going... I'll plug her in. I'll plug her in. There we go. Okay. Give me an 800, if you don't mind. Thanks. Very good. Into the truck. All right. Flip the truck around and get out of here. Leaving skid marks all over the place. My footwear are fine. Why are you getting on my case about it? Oh my god. Jeez. Alright, for real this time. I'll find somewhere to put the safe house.
Beginning scan. Footwear condition poor. Replacement is advised.
There we go. Skip. Don't care. Oh, right.
Restrictions
Can't be parked on the lip of the bridge. How will we ever get any work done? In these conditions. I'm getting out. I'm out of the way. I'm out of the way. Get off my case. Yeah, we'll build it over this way. There's more flat ground over here. Might be a better spot. I will never use this. No one will ever use this because it's right next to a distro center, but purely for the trophy. It's already on the right mode. Need flatter ground. There we go. Nice. Oh, that bit of the bridge is done. Let's go over there. We're gonna have to go back and forth. Have to sit through that mini cutscene and return. Get in the truck. Such is the burden of a trucker.
Okay.
Alright, let's get this up to level 2. I really wish I could have done this off stream because it's really boring. Yep, that's what I needed that 600 for. That's why I didn't want to use it. Hitting some Chiral Crystals. I've been using Chiral Crystals still for repairing the roads. Whenever I'm in an area to do that. And it, you know, sometimes costs upwards of 1,000 Chiral Crystals. That's why I keep so much, but actual structures barely take any. Right, yes, we've got to do the initial construction here. Oh. But once these are done, it's just basic structures that are very easy. And then we're Gucci.
Please stand clear of the designated construction area.
Oh, I'm not close enough for my special alloys. Fuck. I don't want my truck to be in the construction zone, but then it has to be. Okay, how much does it need? I'll put it on my back. Yeah, 2,400. So give me enough for that, if you will. There you go. Very heavy. Nearly at my limit with that. Wow. Just goes to show, Sam would not be able to carry one of these buildings on his back.
Structure upgraded.
There you go, exactly filled. Now, build me house. Back over to Bridg. Making a cool noise while it's building, at least. It's the same kind of, like, constructor. I guess you have that with the bridge, too. But it's the same kind of big constructor you get with the roads, too. I'm so used to seeing them in that context. Right, 2,800 metal. I don't have the 800. Fuck. Where did all my planning go so wrong? I was given shit information. But this is to get it up to level 3 at least, so we don't need any metal beyond that. So I'll just go get it. That's already done. Ugh. This is such a pain in the ass. But I have to get the little shiny thing on my trophy list that no one but me will ever look at. I have to. Or I'll die.
Construction complete.
Alright.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID.
What was it, 2,800?
ID. Clear.
I think.
All weapons will
I'm
remain
gonna waste the time looking.
contaminating suit. Footwear condition poor. Replacement is advised.
I have 2 metals. Are they just in storage? I didn't forget to put anything in my truck, I don't think. Yeah, that can go in there, and then there's... I mean, yeah, there is just a bunch of material. I guess I'll just take a chunk of these, and if I don't need them, I just won't use them. They can go back in storage after. And then we should be okay. For the materials required right now, anyway. Okay. Yeah, once we're done with all the building, I'll do some more reading, again. And then we'll go do that final warehouse order for Sam thing, see what's going on there. And then, that point I should... Well, we'll see. I'll get the achievements whenever, or the trophies whenever it's convenient, but we'll do all the reading. All the reading will be done.
Poor. Replacement is advised.
Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna drive up to it. I don't want to
Have a pleasant journey.
ration out how much I need out of my inventory and carry it on my back, because it'll be way too much.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
An unreasonable amount. That, and then that. There you go. I barely needed as much as I brought with me, but whatever. It'll get auto put away. Okay, we don't have to worry about that anymore. I will never set foot on that bridge. Probably no one else will either. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. No, I didn't put the cow crystals in. I was like, wait, why isn't it warning me about my truck being in the way? Fuck, I always, like, almost accidentally punch something. I know it can't hit them, but I feel bad about it. They're cute little mono-eyed dudes. The way they peek out of the ground is nice. I like them. There we go. Now we're a foreign object. Alright, onto the safe house. I guess I can just teleport out from my safe house when I'm done, so this will at least get some use. Right, you need... Ooh, a lot of special alloys. I'm just gonna park up on there. I just pulled out as much as I could, so I hope I have enough. If not, I'll have to go take a trip somewhere else and bring the materials back, which will add even more time to this endeavor. Yes, hello. See, now it gets a little terminal now that it's built. The big terminal is buried, much like all those babies.
Structure upgraded.
Yeah, that's exactly enough, but we're definitely not going to have enough for next tier. I'm going to have to go get more. Fuck. What? Oh, that's me putting it in. Yeah, it's like a delivery slot, but you never need to make a delivery here. I guess if someone makes like a cargo request or something. That's going to build, but we need more alloy. And we're going to need more alloy for the upcoming structures as well. The director's cut stuff. And that's only going up to level 2.
Delivering.
So we don't have any here. No.
Please stand clear of the designated.
Yeah, Novelist's son has a bunch. We'll just make the quick drive out to him then.
Of the designated construction area.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah, I've not really had time to do anything else off stream. I mean, I have done stuff, but it's just been watching streams, not playing games or anything. Yeah, that's been good. Doing more VR chat stuff. I haven't done any model tweaking. But now, once this is clear, I'm gonna be more. I won't have as much stuff to do off stream. Like soon enough, it'll get to the point where I need to do more Yakuza 7 stuff off stream. But well, I'll have that time back. But I was kind of in the middle of cleaning up all my model kits and stuff, so I guess I'll get back on that once I'm done with all this. And out this way is actually the bridge that I actually built. Which one is it? It's not this one. That's level 3. I didn't make that. Never upgraded it. I think it might be that one. It's something I built. If it doesn't have the green icon. Yeah, it's the blue icon. That means it's mine. So I could have come out here and upgraded that bridge instead of spending the initial material, but I didn't feel like it. I didn't know I would need to come away from there. And that's one of my Jennies. Hello, Novelist son. I strongly suspect this guy and photographer have more emails to give me, because I haven't had more since I was leveling them. I got multiple levels out of them, but we haven't heard more about gourds or anything. Okay, so I'm just going to take all the special alloy that you have. I'm just going to mug you at truck point. That should hopefully be enough.
Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. All clear.
Anything. If we do have extra, we can try to split it out into our other structures. I hope it's enough. Because, yeah, what do we need again for the shelter level 3? 6,840, which I think we just about have now. Yeah, we have that and some change. So I'm probably going to want more, because it's a lot less for the director's cut structures, but we need more. So maybe I'll head out to photographer. Yeah, photographer's got another 5,000 odd. So we'll max out from photographer as well. And that should be enough. And yeah, for now I'll just get it in the... Oh, whoops. I'll get it in the biggest increments. But I can... Oh, I'm still on my grill. Oh, no. I'll split it down into smaller increments as required at a facility. So I don't end up needing to go get more. That would already be a nightmare beyond the degree of nightmare that this has already been. But we're close. It's close now. I don't know. I've developed marathon brain, I think. Especially doing the after marathon and like whenever I do stuff like this and I'm going for completion, I can feel my brain chemistry changing. Because I have to do a lot of just tedious, boring work, but my brain just kind of shuts off the part of itself that complains and just thinks more about like, oh, it's gonna feel good when it's done though, and you're so close, and just I become numb to tedium. Maybe that's like the evolutionary advantage type of thing Deadman was talking about. Okay. Give me all your alloys. And yeah, I should be taking the smaller amounts too. On that before. That should be enough, and then some, for all of my needs.
Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
While we're here, what else do we need for those other structures? Resin, chemicals. Yeah, let me get the materials I need for these right now. It's all done. So I need 320 resin, 240 chemicals, then 960 resin. Oh, there's not a 960. Yeah, 800 and a 160. Then 720 chemicals. Okay. Then for the jump ramp, we need alloys. Resin alloys. So 480 resin I could do with. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't take anything except alloys and Kyro crystals for the first upgrade, so we just need that one bit of resins for that one. And then the bridge. Upgrade 1 is just Kyro crystals and alloys. Then 2 is a shitload of Kyro crystals, 240 resin, and some alloys. Yeah, resin. There's not a 240 for that? Oh, okay. I'll just take an extra 320. I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Throw them in my truck. The truck is almost full. Ugh. Exactly enough material. It's probably more, but, you know. Yay, road likes. See, that's it. That's part of it, too. The oxytocin's wearing off. I don't even care about the road likes anymore. It's just... It's grinding emptiness. It's definitely worth it, though, right? Completion for the trophies?
Safe travels.
We're close. We're close. They'll be fine. I'll stop being negatively metaphysical once the job's actually done. And then we can just be, like, positively metaphysical. Because we'll be playing Death Stranding 2. Yeah, we'll probably do a long stream today. To, you know, get to play a good amount of Death Stranding 2, compensating for the amount of time being spent on this. If only I had had, like, another day's free time. Yeah, the battery's fine. Stop crying about it. There's Jennies everywhere. Yeah, another day's free time to get this bit done off stream. I've been trying to... that Jenny is way too weak to give me a considerable charge on this thing. And hopefully I shouldn't need the rest of the charge. Just get over here, build the stuff, be done. Leave. Go to the eastern region and do the one thing we need to do there, and then I am done. And I may come back to this save file for the purposes of getting, like, every legend rank, but it's not important that I do so. So it may never happen. And my battery was about to run out, actually. Underestimated it. Okay, there's a level 2 Jenny here. That has the better charge rate. And the better range. Very much. See, this is a moment where I really wish I could read my data while things progress in real time so I can charge, but no. So I'll have a sip while I wait instead. That'll do. Okay. Yeah, I think I realize now, probably a lot of these random structures are people doing what I'm doing. I never put that together before now. I thought they were just like farming. Oh, just auto-playing this track. No, customize that out for something else. I don't know. Give me a Die Hardman. Yeah, Die Hardman can go here. You can be out here alone. And I thank the pet. The pet the robot he redeemed. That might be plausible down the line, because I would like to ultimately move the robot he redeems functions over into Warado, because I should be able to fully automate it with a little bit of work, and then I should be able to apply the same pet logic to the roboties within Warado, whether they're 2D or 3D. So maybe in the future you can look forward to it. Okay. Build, 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 build. Build nigh the science guy. Yeah, we got a bunch left over. We'll maybe split that up into smaller increments so I don't overspend. There you go. That should be the last thing that my vehicle's going to get in the way of. Last big structure. Yeah, I'm going. Get over it. My god. And thank you for the robot Magnus. Let me hit the button. There we go. Yeah, in future, if I get it working in Warado, I won't even have to hit the button. It'll just happen automatically. And I won't have to hit it multiple times if, like, it rolls one that's already out. I had a brief look at the nodes, but didn't, you know, spend a lot of time with it to fully set up that functionality. But it should be possible to create a list or an array and then, like, depopulate that array, or, you know, make some kind of selection where when something gets selected, it gets removed from the list to allow the robot redeem to work perfectly automated. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my resins and my metals because we need all that, but recycle the special alloys and just bring a bunch of smaller increments because we know we have enough. But I just don't want to overspend and end up wasting it and then not having enough. So, I know the dead president thanked me for that, but I'm actually going to take it all back in increments of 480. Thanks. Very good. Okay. Should be the last materials I ever need to claim in this game. No doubt. I mean, I have no doubt I'm going to enjoy... What cargo is that? Oh, it's just some metals. Free metals over there. Okay. Well, I'll take them, I guess. Whatever. Yeah, I have no doubt I'll enjoy Death Stranding 2 even more than Death Stranding 1, especially given it's going to be my first playthrough of it, so I'll probably platinum that game too. Unless it has some absolutely ridiculous trophies, but even then, who can say? Oh, it's full. I'll put... I don't think I can carry that. Bring it with me. Okay, that's going to have to be ditched then. Sorry, Mr. Metal. Only your brother gets to come with us. I didn't want it to be like this. I maybe could have optimized for it with, I mean, we've got, like, still... There's, like, 2 PCSs. Actually, yeah, I think we can carry 2 PCSs and a metal with it still fitting in the backpack cover, and therefore still fitting in the passenger seat of the truck, but I don't care enough. I have enough metal. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. Let's get a nice little empty spot over here where we won't be bothering anyone with our stupid structures. Okay, so
replacement is advised.
We've done postbox. We need a cargo catapult, certainly.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
And we need a chiral bridge.
Stretching my legs.
How far away does it need to be? Can I space it out so it's all in range of the truck? Probably not. Oh, another structure's already being built. You can't have two structures building at the same time? Oh. I never knew about that limitation. There you go. They can be pretty close to each other. See about you. Did I put you close enough that you can get the materials from the truck? Or did I screw up like an idiot? No, I did it. I'm gamer. I'm gamer. We want that, and we want the chems. Have the exact right amount. Lovely.
Construction complete.
Okay.
Nope, skip. So yeah, gotta wait for that to build. But it just has to build this little structure, and then it projects its bridge. I never even built one of these once. Made it in a completely useless spot, but it can be pretty good, the chiral bridge. Now, we're probably too far away. I'm gonna reposition my truck. Fuck. Reposition my truck. So it's right between these two. And then trying to build whatever else I need to make. Like, equidistant. So that it's all accessible, I hope. So what we need now is... What is it we need now? What haven't I done? I haven't done the time... Oh, I had jump ramp and timefall shelter. Oh, what we haven't done. That's right. Maybe someone will make use of this ramp and enjoy it. I don't know. Frankly, we don't want to know. Okay. Yeah. Just whatever resins we need with minimal waste. Zero waste, as a matter of fact. And then the exact right amount of chems. Lovely, that's done. Now you... This is efficient now, if I can actually hit the structure menu. Just going back and forth between them. One is building. Yes, we only have we only have too much, but it's fine. We've got enough for our current structures. We can be a little bit lavish. This is my reward. Why doesn't this have the ring around it? Is it still building? Oh, it was just finishing building. The ring hadn't shown up yet. Fuck. Why would you make the button that I need to press start? Yeah, just... Oh, the truck's not close enough. Yeah, we need alloys. Oh, it's inefficient. It's inefficient. Well, okay. We can just move the truck over there permanently now. Just need a bit of resins and a bunch of chiral crystal. I haven't screwed up any of the amounts, and I'm not going to have enough for my ramp and my timefall shelter. But if we do, then it's sorted, you know? Once that's done, it's over, so don't worry about it. I'm the one who needs to be told not to worry. I am the stresser. It's what they call me. Okay. Need 2 levels. Here are your special alloys. Yeah, as long as it's only asking for special alloys, this is fine. We're not going to struggle on the ramp, just the timefall shelter I'm a bit concerned about. Speaking of which, I should get that built. Should have been built yesterday. Wish it was built yesterday. Insufficient bandwidth. Oh, fuck. I went over on bandwidth. Well, I should be able to destroy these and just get my bandwidth back. And it won't count against me? I'll save, just in case. Yeah, it shouldn't count against how many I've built. I think. I really think. I hope, even. I cope. Let's delete this. Oh, you can deactivate it. I didn't know you could do that. Cool. I'm just going to dismantle it to get the bandwidth back, but you can just turn it off. And still have it be there. Is my bandwidth okay now? Maybe. Let's find out. No idea if the auto is dislinked or not. Dislinked or not. Oh, it might be, actually. Good call. I forgot to reset my Elgato. because I was just playing non-stop today. That'll have done it. Microphone audio. Yeah. It's whenever it's that, it's just the it is just the game because it's an issue with the capture card. Thank you for letting me know. Being irresponsible. But yeah, it's like whenever the capture card is running long enough without being reset, it just builds up desync over time, and it needs to be reset. Like usually I try to remember to do it before streams, but I forgot this time. We do have enough. Good. I nailed it. Gamer that I am. Yeah, it's not like we've had any really important audio today. Or, you know, we're going to be in sync leading straight into Death Stranding 2. That's the important thing. Okay, that's done. Let's move the truck over to the Timefall shelter. That should be the last one, and then we'll get the trophy. Although, actually, isn't it... There's the trophy for building every kind of structure. Unless it doesn't count because the Timefall shelter's not done yet. Hold on. Unless I've missed something. Yeah, one of each type of structure. Hopefully that's gonna proc when this is done, because it isn't built.
Construction complete.
Yes, it did. Okay, thank God. I was really worried for a second there.
Structure upgrade.
But I didn't forget anything. I didn't screw up. Okay, so. 400 metal. And some chiral. And then another, and then that should be the trophy, yeah? Yeah? Did say we were one off, right? Yeah, so we're one off there, so that fully upgrading this will do that. We only need 3 more interviews, even though we're going to read them all, to get that one. Then this is effortless, and then I've got the platinum. So yeah, we will have the platinum in but a few minutes. And I guess I will do it now, instead of saving it till the last minute once we've done everything else. Or will I? I feel like I need the dopamine release. I don't know. My 8 brain won't survive if I don't get the platinum. There's just one more thing we need to do, and we're just going to absolutely rampage through that warehouse. And it's just a bunch of reading. Aside from that. Yep, exactly enough. Damn. And then we have a bunch left. Okay, I'm gonna... And yeah, like the whole thing, shelter and all, lifts up when you go into the menu for it. That's funky. Okay, so we'll wait for that to do. Then we're gonna head in... We'll head inside, put the truck away. Do some reading, and then we'll make that supply request, and then we're done. Here you go, last structure of Death Stranding.
Structure upgraded.
There you go, Trailblazer. Every structure fully upgraded once. Whew. I wish I had done that one off stream, but it was less of a pain to do than I thought. I thought Homo Faber was going to be the worst one, but that one you can.
Replacement is advised.
Again, I found out you have the tick marks, so you can see what you have and haven't built. Let's read some more interviews right now, at least until we get the trophy. What have we got next? We did the stuff with Fragile. And yeah, Marman Lochner. Bridges staff. Anything new here? From Igor. Know what I wanted to be when I was a kid? An astronaut, believe it or not. Must be hard to imagine now, but back before the Stranding, the skies were full of drones, airplanes, all kinds of crap zipping back and forth from continent to continent. Some of them even went up into outer space. But the chiral clouds put an end to all that. Nothing flies now. Nah, it all came crashing down, and my dreams with it. Damned clouds mess with flight systems somehow. Don't ask me how. It's chiral magic. I don't gotta explain shit. Eat up comm signals too, which is how come long-distance signals can't get through anymore. That's why we've got no idea what's happening in other countries. Set us back more than a century in that respect. People talk a lot about how the Stranding sent us scrambling for the cities, severed the bonds between us. But it did more than that. It severed the land from the sky. And I guess this last president's ghost one will be my 100th. Bridget's former guardsman, 15 years ago. This all happened years ago, so I can only hope enough time's passed that I won't get into trouble for talking about it. But believe it or not, people used to say that the president's official residence was haunted. Bear in mind that most born after the Death Stranding don't go in for any of that supernatural stuff. Why would they, when they know for a fact that BTs not only exist, but are out to get us? For folks like me, though, it used to be different. Even if you didn't really believe ghosts were real or know anything about them. I don't know. Call it a generational thing. I reckon most of the others who worked the detail would say the same if you put the screws to them. Now, here's where it gets a bit weirder. This ghost people whispered about, it was the president's. I saw her myself plenty of times. Pretty much every time I did a night shift, actually. There she was. In the office or a corridor or something, just standing there. I tried calling out a couple times, but whenever I did, she'd up and disappear. I'd say she, the ghost, I mean, was in her 20s. I'm not kidding when I tell you she looked like a younger President Strand. So yeah, Amelie was trying to reach through. She was able to appear in the real world, in our world. I'll say the other side isn't real. It is in this thing. Before you ask, there's no way it could have been an intruder. Couldn't have been the president herself either. She was always sleeping whenever there was a sighting, and even if she hadn't been, no weird trick of the light could have made her look that much younger. Maybe it was her doing Carol Graham stuff. I know it sounds crazy, but after a while, we couldn't help but believe it was a ghost. Either the president's or that of someone else who was a spitting image. I knew I'd catch hell for it, but I just had to tell Die Hardman. It was a security concern, for one thing, and for all we knew, the president was sleepwalking or whatever. I was worried about her too, truth be told, and I thought it was my duty to report it. Let me tell you, I sure as hell didn't expect the response I got. He told me, matter of fact, that the ghost was actually the president's daughter, Amelie. I didn't even know the president had a daughter. Even he'd only found out recently, he said, and had been waiting for the right time to tell us. Apparently, she'd suffered from something known as locked-in syndrome from birth. Had been hospitalized for a ridiculously long time. The president hadn't shared it with anyone except her closest confidants either. And then, after 20 years of treatment, Amelie had made a miraculous recovery. She was able to move around again. The president and her daughter had been living apart, but after a recovery, Amelie came to join her mother at the residence. It was kept on a need-to-know basis at first, just the head of detail and some of the guards. I've never told anyone else about it, until now. Hey, the past guides the present. 100 interviews. 98% completion. When did I first learn about Amelie? Let's see. It was about 10 years ago when the president first told me. There'd been rumors circulating among the president's security detail about a ghost in the official residence. Idle talk by bored soldiers, I figured. But then the president called me in and set the record straight. The ghost was her daughter, Amelie. The rumors had made their way to the president, and she was worried things might get out of hand. She explained how Amelie had been suffering from locked-in syndrome ever since she was born, but that she'd finally overcome it and was able to live a normal life again, together with her mother. There was a complication, though. Amelie's soul had somehow been born on the beach. That's why her body suffered from the syndrome. I didn't really understand what she meant, but I understood when she ordered me to keep it all a secret until her reconstruction plan was nearly complete, until Sam and Amelie were ready to lead bridges. Repatriate and the daughter were Doom's numbers like nobody else. She knew the Separatists would be up in arms if they found out about the two of them. Okay. Now we got that. We'll go back to some reading in a minute. But I think now we just need to do the supply request, right? Yes, issue your first supply request. Right, how do I do that? Yeah, I think you can just do it from here. Yeah, you don't have to be at a place to request supplies. So I'm going to request a ladder here. Yep, and that should be the platinum. Very, I don't know, very anticlimactic platinum. The thing to get the platinum on, but there you go, a helping hand. And wait for it. Wait for it. Greatest of great deliverers. Not often I hear the platinum sound. I don't have many platinums. But there you have it. That is every trophy in Death Stranding. Done. We still have more stuff I need to do. But, well, like one more. Well, the reading and then one more thing. So let's do a bunch of reading. I wonder if anyone will deliver that ladder. Not that I really want it. Back down the list again. Right, I guess we're doing Higgs's journal. That's what these journals of a certain man were. Today I made a delivery to a shelter near Midnight City. It was my longest trip to date, a new personal best. Back when I was starting out, people tried to warn me off the life, saying it was dangerous for proper youngins to make runs, that no one would ever really trust me. But what was I supposed to do? Kids without parents need to eat too, and it's not like I had any skills. 2 arms, 2 legs, a whole lot of grit. That's all I had to offer. He's an orphan, huh? Worked out okay so far. I bring people what they need, and in return, they do right by me. The more deliveries I make, the more orders I get. Never a porter around when you need one, so as long as you don't fuck up too badly, someone ought to throw you a bone. Helps that I've got a 6th sense for BTs, too. Pretty rare, that. Probably one of the reasons why I get so much work. He didn't have dooms at this point. Sometimes people praise me, tell me I'm doing society a service by helping my fellow man. Can't say that factors into it. I'd sooner keep to myself if I could, but I've got to survive somehow, and I sure as hell ain't gonna manage by myself. He kind of was like Sam. Like, he started out like Sam started out at the start of the game, just making deliveries because it's what he does, just as a lifestyle, but avoiding all connection and resenting connection. Not so different, you and I. Another prepper's kicked the bucket. I went to deliver his medicine as usual this morning, but I guess I was pretty damn late. Poor guy wasn't just dead, but on the verge of going necro. Wasn't no time to take him to an incinerator, so I had to dump him in nearby BT territory. Better than leaving him to pop, especially since my own shelter is close by. Gotta look out for number one. When I dumped him, though, just before he popped, it was like I could feel the BTs reacting to the corpse. Saw the beach, too. Strangest thing, but I'd felt it before, when I first disposed of someone. The sensation was stronger this time, though, no doubt about it. Don't know if this means I've got dooms, but I'm starting to think there's something special about me. Maybe this was like when Amelie was reaching out to him and chose him? A delivery outfit out west heard tell of my BT sensing abilities and has expressed an interest in bringing me on board. Seems they operate outside Bridge's sphere of influence, and they want to leverage my experience and know-how to expand their operation. Could be interesting. It's funny, I started making runs out of necessity to stay alive, but that's all changed. I'm an altruist now. I live to help other people. Preppers around these parts rely on me. Hell, they wouldn't last 5 minutes without me. What would my daddy say if he could see me now, He taught me man's his own keeper, but here I am, part of a community, working with other people, bringing the world together. Daddy always told me that the wide, wide world was dangerous. That we had to stay in our shelter, spend our whole life there, die there. Well, fuck that. Community's what it's all about. So he came around. He pretty quickly came around on the idea of community, actually. A buddy of mine died today. He was out in the mountains, on a delivery, and it was so goddamn foggy, I guess he lost sight of the trail. He called me, asking for help, but then the line went dead. I saw the void out from here. Nearly blinded me. Guess he wandered into BT territory. There's not many of us porters left these days. Not many you could trust to get the job done, anyway. Folks quitting or dying, going mule. Attrition's a bitch. If we're to keep on, we're gonna need better equipment. Someone else who can track BTs. I can still manage sometimes, but my power's getting weaker. I can feel it. Just wish I knew what to do. Because at this rate, I'm fucked. We all are. Heart and car, body and soul. The two become separated. You die. In this world, at least. That death ain't the end, though. As long as your soul's got a body to come back to, you can be reborn. Resuscitated, anyway. Yeah, we heard from that guy we delivered the blood to. He had this experience. That's why people built coffins and sarcophagi. To preserve the body so the soul had a home it could return to. I learned all this and more from an old book I found. The Wisdom of the Egyptians. Goddamn Egyptaboo. Chock full of interesting tidbits about death and how to overcome it. Like the golden death masks of the pharaohs. The ones decorated using magical adornments as an indication of the wearer's prestige and power. Tell you what, if we've learned anything from the beach, it's that the Egyptians had it all figured out. That's why I've decided to give myself a mask. Not a death mask, though, but one for the living. For ruling. Today's the last day anyone sees my face. I don't need it anymore. Okay. Yeah, it's around this time he was really brought into the fold and engaged with the Amelie stuff. And probably had met her at this point. Unless he just did this on his own. A Bridges way station out west just got taken out by terrorists. Terrorists used a void out to do it. They dumped a corpse nearby and let it go necro, dropping BTs right in people's laps. Word is, demons heard that Bridges was sending an expeditionary force out west to facilitate the reconstruction of America, or some such. Guess they didn't take kindly to that. Terrorists, separatists, isolationists, all these folks claim America is coming for their freedom, that the old guard wants to put them in chains, make the individual subservient to the collective. They ask what's it all for in a post-Stranding world, when today's triumph is tomorrow's crater. Daddy used to spout the same tired lines. Said America never did nothing for nobody. That's why we took to living in a shelter. Better down in the hole than out there under their thumb. Yeah, he was a real saint, Mad Daddy. Tried to run a few times. Oh, fuck, I'm trying to control it. Oh, God. But he just dragged me back inside, kicking and screaming. Or he'd put those heavy hands of his to work and remind me what happened if I disrespected his authority. Abuse! Yay! We love child abuse. It's such a good storytelling element. So effective. But that's love, isn't it? His way of looking after an orphan child he raised as his own. He was only trying to protect me from the evils of the outside world. I owe him my life, and my powers, too. First time I ever sensed a BT was when I held him, moments before he went necro. Just like when I dumped that prepper's body. My daddy showed me that corpses are precious, powerful things. They're so much more than bombs. Terrorists sought to treat them with proper respect. Yeah, he developed an obsession with death and with corpses because they granted him visions of the beach. I guess his powers weakened when they did because he needs to touch more corpses maybe, or he needed to. I've had us team up with a bunch of porters who service the central part of the country. Had to be done. The writing was on the wall for my crew otherwise. Fragile? Yeah. And guess what? Their leaders got dooms. I've got a feeling we're going to be good friends. Demons and terrorists have been getting more aggressive ever since the Bridges expedition team set out. As if BTs and mules weren't enough, now we've got to keep our eyes peeled for those assholes when we're making runs. All the more reason we've got to come together, get organized. Me and my new partner, we've been talking about consolidating our operations so we can cover the whole continent. If we do, I suppose that'd make us like the UCA in some respects. Different structure and methods, but similar ideology. A deep and abiding belief in the importance of community. But the devil's in the details, isn't it? Rules, structures. Can't just let people make decisions for themselves. And therein lies the risk. Can't have us repeating the sins of the past with another USA. And demons, well, they ain't about to think for themselves. At the end of the day, a community needs a strong leader, and the God's honest truth is that I'm the only one cut out for it. The rumors I'd heard about my new partner's powers don't do her justice. I knew she had dooms, but she's on a whole other level. I tell you, I've never seen anything like it. Not only can she perceive BTs, but she can actually use the beach. Compared to hers, my powers are nothing. Parlor tricks, courtesy of a few corpses. But it doesn't matter. Not so long as I've got her. Before we met, I was bound by the limitations of my abilities. I was a blind man groping for shadows of a secret realm. But now, because of her, I can actually go to the beach. The beach! With her by my side, I can reshape this world. Not into what it was with the old USA. Not like what Bridges wants. Something new. Something everlasting. Right here and now. A world where we are free to do whatever we goddamn please. So yeah, he wanted to work with Fragile back then. And he doesn't have the motivation he had during the story. He's not seeking to just cause the final extinction here and now. I guess he hadn't met Amelie yet. He just took up the mask because he's a weirdo. My partner's powers are extraordinary, sure, but deep down I know the two of us alone don't have what it takes to bring true, lasting freedom to the people. Everything we've done, that we continue to do, no matter how much it may seem to bring people together, it's still a far cry from the way it should be. Timefall, BTs, chiral clouds, all this and more serves to cut us off from the rest of creation. And I have to say, I don't think that's ever going to change. Even people like me and my partner, we have our limits. But now I've met someone who has none. Someone who could save the world from this madness. Make it whole again. Put our shattered pieces back together. So you met Amelie at this point? No limits? Samantha America Strand. Amelie. The moment I met her, I knew she was destined to make us whole again. She told me we'd do it together, and even gave me a gift. A bridge baby. It's a BT sensor of sorts, although it looks like a newborn. But it's not. Amelie says it was born on the beach, and that it serves as a link between our world and the other side. Between me and her, too, if I keep it with me at all times. She called it a new child for a new era. I'm not just a delivery guy anymore. I'm a herald for her and her new world. She's given me everything I ever wanted, ever needed, and now I'm free to cut Fragile loose. Yeah, I wonder how things would have gone if Amelie hadn't interfered with Higgs. Because he already had his big ambitions. He wanted to be a competitor to the UCA and to Bridges. But after this, he just wants to destroy it all. BB reminds me of a baby doll, but it's no toy, that's for sure. Neither dead nor alive. Half human, half something else. An inhabitant of the in-between, like a mummy. A lump of flesh wrapped around a shriveled yet still beating heart. So many symbols to choose from, all signifying that humanity's reached the end of the road. Stranding was big number 6. I see that now, and so much more. The void outs, the bodies birthing BTs, all aspects of a single phenomenon that exists solely to wipe us off the face of the earth. We can't stop what's coming. It's inevitable. Putting Humpty Dumpty back together won't change a goddamn thing, and risking life and limb to try is a fool's errand. Why sacrifice what little you've got in the here and now for a future that'll never come? It's wasteful and meaningless. Amelie would agree, I'm sure. Even then, he was just being used by her to, like, lead Sam along in hopes of stopping her. Even then, he's just a puppet. He doesn't have his own agenda anymore. Poor guy. I'm looking forward to him in too. I'm glad he's not dead. I met Amelie on the beach again and pressed her for more answers about the Stranding, but she wouldn't give me anything. Maybe she's got nothing left to give. Maybe she's waiting till the time's right. I don't know. I don't care. We all know there's no escaping extinction. I'm struggling to see her angle. Why even pretend to rebuild? Why rail against the inevitable? If there's another layer to this, I can't work it out. I'm getting sick and tired of trying. She's not going to let me in on her plans. I'm going to have to assume the worst and take matters into my own hands. Give humanity the coup de grace myself. Just need the power to do it. Yeah, so him throughout the plot of the game is like, he's kind of working for Amelie, but he kind of just wants to take his own angle. Like, maybe he's starting to get the idea that Amelie has more going on and doesn't necessarily want his side of things to work out. Dear Diary, today I nuked Middle Knot City. Wiped it clear off the map. Didn't carry the bomb myself, of course. Fragile did the honors. Delivered my mercy to the people like a good little porter. I'm sure she's surprised, but she shouldn't be. Death and destruction are part and parcel of the human condition. And bringing people together only exacerbates that. Be careful what you wish for, huh? Yeah, he's done a complete 180 from being dependent on community back in the day. It's like when our ancestors came from the old world to the new and brought their old world diseases with them. Natives had no immunity, and over half died in the blink of an eye. Bam. And we've only come up with better, more effective ways of killing ever since. The network's just another means of hastening the end. This was always the logical conclusion of our efforts, mine and Fragile's. Maybe that's why I partnered up with it, because in my heart of hearts, I knew it was building to this. Sam Porter. Where to begin? Dooms, Repatriate, Lone Wolf, Amelie's adopted brother, motherfucker. Impression I get is he's a loner who found meaning in being a good Samaritan. Yeah, I tried that mask on for size once upon a time. Sweet little Amelie, though, she buys into his act. Thinks he's got what it takes to help her make America whole again. I tell you what, the more I look into it, the more it seems like he might actually be a true believer. Fucking hell. Anyway, he's a dead man walking, even with Amelie's help. He'll be in Central before long, and the second he shows, I'm bringing a shit ton of BTs down on his head and turning that place into a crater. Then it's bye-bye Sammy Porter, bye-bye Bridges HQ, bye-bye Expedition Team. So that's before the first boss fight with him. Sam's still alive. Not even a void out's enough to keep a repatriate down. Sticks in my craw. Second expedition got wiped out, obviously, but Sam seems happy to head west all by himself. Stupid fuck's crazier than me. Or maybe just desperate. Still can't figure out why rebuilding the nation's so important to him. Well, whatever. He wants to keep at it, he can be my guest. Even if he still had the others backing it up, it wouldn't make a difference. Ending's already been written. I've worked it out. Worked out exactly how it's going to go down. But dooms alone isn't enough. I need a greater power to finish the job. To rain down fire and brimstone on these modern-day Sodoms and Gomorrahs. I've discovered the truth about the Death Stranding. Amelie's powers have nothing to do with dooms. She's destruction incarnate. The angel of the Death Stranding. The extinction entity. So he didn't even know at the start of the game. Like at that first boss fight, he did not know everything. I understand now what my true role is. The bridge that will deliver her judgment to this world. The executor of the end. No one knows. Not even Sam. But they will. Sam's arrived at Port Knot City, and with Fragile to boot. Think I'll meet them there and bring a BT or two along for the ride. It's past time I showed Bridges how powerful I've become. Come one, come all. We'll have ourselves an annihilation party. And when it's over, there'll be no one left to come between me and Amelie and the rest of the world. God damn, is Sammy boy stubborn. Just ain't the quitting type. Seems it's rubbing off on Amelie, too. Girl's trying to fight her true nature, flip the script, for all the good it'll do her. What difference does it make if it ends tomorrow or 1,000,000 years from now? The planet's 4.6 billion years old, and the universe? God only knows. Humanity's entire history is a blip on that timescale. What's the fucking point of fighting for a fraction longer? Anyway, Sam and Fragile made it to Lake Knot City, which is just as well. I reckon my old partner's due for a stroll down memory lane. A saunter through the crater she carved out with that nuke of mine. Come to think of it, maybe Sam ought to walk it with it. Yeah, I think I'll have him make a special delivery for me. Then he gave us the nuke. Well, shit. Sam and Fragile managed to dispose of my nuke before it went off. They weren't smart enough to see through my disguise, but something must have tipped them off. They would really, really have to be dumb to not see through that disguise. Probably what I wrote on the tag. He did! Yeah, he wrote that it was a nuke on the tag. I know I should have resisted the temptation, but come on, who the hell reads that shit these days? Now he's halfway to the coast. But he's in my neck of the woods now, and my boys ain't about to let up. We're gonna make him regret ever fucking with me and mine. The fuck was that storm that sucked up Sam? A supercell or whatever? I hooked up my BB just before I arrived, and it started shaking and blinking, and... ugh, it's all gone sideways. And there's something else out there. Something all kinds of fucked up. Don't need BB to tell me that. So is that why? Because we know now that Higgs's BB was the fucked up baby doll, and we see that during all the war segments with Cliff. Is that why they're there? Like he's having a minor connection. Like there's a sign of him there because he's jacking in, and just because of all the shit he's got going on, it's representative of him. Kind of interesting. I've got Amelie. Fucking finally. She's trapped in Edgenot City. A horde of BTs all around. She's not going anywhere now. No, I'm gonna go and take good care of my sweet little angel of death. My extinction entity. We got plans, me and her. As for you, Sammy boy, you're gonna learn what it means to really suffer. Welcome to the Edge, Sam. You're a real asshole, but I've got to admit, you've got grit. You remind me of me in that regard, because we share a connection to Amelie. She gave you your dream catcher, me my Quipu. So yeah, she gave him the Quipu as well, by the way. It's not something he stole. That's why I was pointing it out before. But you've never seen her face, have you? Never looked her in the eye and seen her for what she truly is. Time to wake up and smell the ashes, Sammy boy. Time for me to tell everyone, the truth that hides at the heart of the Stranding. You're gonna love it. I'd go grab some shut-eye at a distro center or whatever if I were you. You've got a showdown coming, and you're gonna want to be fighting fit. Just don't keep me waiting too long, you hear? You're all alone now. You've lost everything. Your mask, the Quipu, the BB doll, gone. Is this after the boss fight? You thought you had the power, that you were the one fated to lead them unto extinction. Yet here you are, alone. You thought you were in control. This was your role, your dream. The verge of victory, of oblivion for one and all. Herald, executor, pawn, god particle? Huh. A stupid name for a stupid goddamn fool. This was your life, Higgs. Your tale, told by an idiot, full of sound and righteous fury, signifying nothing. Those are kind of peak lines, to be honest. My first memory is of looking up at the ceiling of our shelter as a baby, bawling my eyes out. All of a sudden, the hand of God comes into view, blotting out the steel sky. Daddy, lift me up. Not gentle, but not hard. Shout some stuff, but it's all gibberish I can't make heads or tails of. He ain't my real daddy, though. That one died before I was born, and Mama soon after. Of disease or something. I don't know. Her brother took me in, whisked me away from that shelter reeking of piss and death, and brought me here. Daddy number 2. Oh, so it was his uncle. He never really took to it. He was an ugly, violent man, full of anger with nowhere to go. Tried to love me in his own way, but I don't know if he ever had it in him. Daddy told me our shelter was our world, and I believed him. I grew up thinking no one but us two existed. He had a kind of an allegory of the cave upbringing, and then ultimately he wanted to go back to that, with it being just him and Amelie. Then, when I got a little older, I started asking questions. Simple questions about where the food came from, that kind of thing. Got smacked upside the head for my troubles. Try as he might, he couldn't beat the curiosity out of me. One day I peeked at his monitor. It was the first glimpse I'd ever caught of the outside world. I pestered Daddy about it, and you bet I caught holy hell for it. But I wore him down, and eventually he came clean and admitted there was a whole world out there, soaked to the bone by timefall and overrun by demons that'd eat me up. It occurred to me later that his fear-mongering probably got my mama killed, filling her head with his hysterics about the dead walking the earth, and the only safe haven being 6 feet under. What a fucker. My mama entrusted me to her brother, so he had no choice but to raise me best he could. Say what you will about the man, but he had himself a sense of obligation. He might even have harbored a measure of affection for me, but whatever was in his heart he expressed with his hands, his fists. Any hopes and dreams he might have had for me, for us, fell by the wayside pretty quick. We slipped into a daily routine of warnings to stay the fuck inside, bookended by beatings to drive the point home. I think sometimes he sincerely believed that was the only way to protect me, but I wasn't about to go on living like that. Can't cage a young boy's spirit. If I'd stayed, I'd have died, body and soul. I had to get out. Started hoarding supplies in secret, but he caught on. That was the beginning of the worst beating yet. He was grabbing everything and anything and everything within reach that could be used as a weapon, tearing our shelter apart, smashing furniture, all the while wailing like a wounded animal, tears streaming down his face. He pinned me down, tears and split flying my face as he blubbered on about me not understanding his pain. His fucking pain. His hands round my neck, darkness creeping in from the corners. His fucking pain. His fucking pain. The kitchen knife in my hands, in his neck. His hands. His fucking hands. They grow weak, and he just deflates, like a balloon, all over me. I roll him off, and I look into his glassy eyes, filled with his fucking pain and our steel sky. These are really well written, and I figured as soon as he said, like, he held his father in his hands, that he was the one who killed him, but fair enough. It was the right thing to do in that situation. It's fucked up. He's a victim. I didn't know how to feel after. I spent the night next to him, my mind a blank canvas. In the back of it, a nagging voice saying I had to dispose of it. Daddy hadn't told me much, but he had told me about how bodies would go necro, pop BTs and all that. Made for a good bedtime story. So I knew what would happen if I let him lie. Death had come into our home and turned it into a crater. His stink was starting to fill up the room. I had to deal with him. I had to get him out. Get him as far away as possible. So I got my arms under his and dragged him out into a new world with a new sky. Bigger, emptier, bare rock dotted with bushes, all around. Mountains. Fucking mountains off in the distance. Carol clouds hugging their peaks. My knees started getting wobbly and the world began to spin. But I knew the clock was ticking. Eyes down. Gotta deal with Daddy. I'd been moving at a steady clip when I saw it. Caralium coming off Daddy. Little motes of shimmering light. I was out of time. I laid him down in the dirt. But before I let go, I had a vision. My hands, still resting on his body, disappeared, vaporized into a fine mist. Oof. And then I felt another presence. A BT, coming slow but sure, like I'd been walking since the beginning of time. Daddy's keeper. That was the first one I sensed, but it wasn't the last. For a long while after, I remained awakened to their presence. A sixth sense. Daddy's parting gift to me. Over time, it'd fade, but I knew how I got it, and I knew how to get it back. All I needed was another body, and I got real good at making them. Death for life. Theirs for mine. A fair exchange. So yeah, I mean, Amelie is the one who gives everyone doom, so she must have had him picked out from the start. She must have been aware of his situation and knew that she could use him. So she gave him this power, which kind of primed him to, like, be welcome to working for her when the time came, presumably. Now, Lucy's report. This shit's real important. Because Lucy is Sam's wife who died. And you can even actually see the picture that got damaged at the start of the game. You can actually see her face there. I never realized that until now. This shit's important. This is the main reason I wanted to get through all the interviews. Because there's important information here that you just wouldn't get otherwise. So, check it out. UCA 01032 has been wiped off the map by a void out, leaving nothing but an enormous crater. Terrorism was suspected at first, but the investigation spearheaded by Bridges quickly ruled out the possibility, and eventually concluded that the cause... I'm gonna have a sip. Hold on. I'm reading a lot. Yeah, the cause was the corpse of a civilian which had been left to necrotize, unnoticed, in an urban residential area. The deceased was Lucy Strand. Tragically, she was also 7 months pregnant. The child had already been named Lou. Cause of death was ruled a drug overdose, possibly intentional, though that remains unconfirmed at this time. Surveillance data was sent to Bridges HQ for analysis, but the results were inconclusive. Lucy's husband, Sam Strand, had been away for some time, and became concerned when he was unable to contact his wife. Though he attempted to return home, the void out was triggered immediately after his arrival. Being a repatriate, Sam was the sole survivor of the blast. As the deceased was the wife of a prominent member of Bridges, who herself is the son of President Strand, public support for the organization suffered. Many criticized the crisis management team's handling of the situation, as well as the priorities of the organization and President Strand herself. Some believed that Sam Strand was involved with his wife's death, and that he should be held to account. While both the administration and Bridges adamantly defended him for a time, public pressure continued to mount. In a gesture his co-workers suspect was his way of taking responsibility, Sam Strand resigned from Bridges. His current whereabouts are unknown. So yeah, his wife killed himself, ? And, you know, the unborn baby got fucking exploded and died, and that's why he cut himself off from the world. But there are still more reports, so we'll see. I just concluded my first therapy session with Sam Strand. It was not held at the patient's request. Sam's adoptive mother, President Strand, approached me in the hope I might help her son overcome his aphanphosmphobia. Sam is an intriguing case, rather. His reluctance notwithstanding. He recognizes that his condition has and will continue to cause him much distress. I suspect it is rooted in a childhood trauma like being shot as a baby. But unfortunately, we have only just scratched the surface, and I cannot even begin to speculate what it might be. Like many of the Bridges core team members, Sam is a doom sufferer. Unlike them, however, he is also a repatriate. Whether or not this is related to his aphanphosmphobia, I cannot say at this time, but he would hardly be the first to manifest phobias as a result of his abilities. As an infant, Sam lost both parents and was adopted by President Strand. Lie. I mean, true, but not entirely honest. Owing to her stressful and time-consuming responsibilities, I can only presume that she was unable to afford him sufficient attention, which is to say that a distant relationship with his adoptive mother may be a contributing factor. As previously mentioned, though, Sam is very reluctant to talk about himself. He is an intensely private individual, and it will take time to build trust and convince him to open himself up to me. So, yeah, this is written by Lucy, by the way. This is how Sam met his wife. Progress has been slow, but Sam has finally started to open up to me. However, his recollection of early childhood is confused and contradictory. He has difficulty distinguishing between genuine memories and reoccurring dreams. Sam even claims to have met his stepsister Amelie on the beach several times while quite young. An impossible claim, to say the least. I'm only a little older than Sam, but I was born before the Death Stranding, a fact that tends to affect the way we think about the beach. In my professional opinion, the beach is a figment of our collective imagination, a shared delusion. Wrong. But people born later are more likely to take its existence as a given. I wonder if they find comfort in the belief that it helps to explain phenomena like BTs and repatriates like Sam. Again, repatriates plural, as if there are others out there, but we don't know about any of them. Similarly, my theory is that Sam's manufactured... I can speak! Oh, I'm reading too much. My theory is that Sam's manufactured childhood memories of the beach are his way of coping with the fact that neither Amelie nor Bridget spent much time with him. I believe this is also the reason he still clings to the dream catcher Amelie gives him, even now, as an adult. You could call it his security blanket. It may also be the key to overcoming his aphanphosmphobia. If Sam were to emotionally distance himself from Amelie, it might reduce his resistance to physical intimacy. I will propose this approach to him in our next session. That's a very good idea, because he's being used by her. It came as no surprise, but Sam was unreceptive to my suggestion and rejected my assessment of his relationship with Amelie. He asserted that he is not dependent on her or Bridget, and even went so far as to question my credentials as a psychotherapist. His pronounced resistance to the idea only serves as further evidence of his dependency. Nevertheless, there is little I can do if Sam is unwilling to explore the possibility, other than continue to share my observations and hope that he eventually changes his mind. For the time being, I've decided to focus on Sam's feelings towards Bridges and his place within the organization. Given that it was founded to support and protect his adoptive mother, and that the other core members have dooms like he does, I think there is something to be gained from the discussion. His growing responsibilities within Bridges due to their expanding mandate and his abilities as a repatriate may surely put him under greater pressure, and I wonder if his enthusiasm for their mission was sincere. Based on our time spent together thus far, I believe he may have embraced his role because it helped him to cope with feelings of isolation, that he pledged himself to an impossible endeavor because it was preferable to living and dying alone. Oh, big breath. I decided a different approach was required, and so I requested a meeting with the president. Discretion was vital, as any information which might suggest he is receiving mental health treatment could be exploited by her opponents. The meeting was listed as an interview in official records, though I was more than willing to offer my services had they been requested. I opened by asking about Sam's childhood, to which the president responded with an immediate and heartfelt apology. Her frankness shocked me, I must confess. She expressed deep regret for her failure to engage with him, physically and emotionally, as she felt a mother should. At times it felt as though she was apologizing to her son by proxy. Her candor was as impressive as it was appreciated. The president had told me that her daughter Amelie had mostly taken care of Sam in her absence. She glossed over the details, but she divulged that Amelie also has dooms, and claimed that she would often take Sam with her to play on the beach. Interestingly, President Strand suggested that their time spent together there may be related to his current condition. Kind of, So that she's starting to believe what Sam actually said, because it's true. Wait, we're missing report 5 and 7. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna go look them up. I'll have to get them at some point, not that it matters. Lucy's reports, Death Stranding. Can I just find the plain text? I think so. Yes, so number 5 we need. I'll just read it off my other monitor. President Strand loves her son. My meeting with her confirmed this beyond any doubt. The question, I believe, is whether or not Sam perceived his mother's love. Both Sam and the President talk about the beach as though it were a real physical place, but I remain convinced that it does not exist, that it is a shared delusion, and that Sam and Amelie's so-called visits are mental constructs. Sam would not necessarily be aware of this, especially if it had been planted in his mind. Such an explanation would fit with his claims that he has never been able to visit the beach of his own volition. What if subconsciously Sam has developed an attachment to or longing for the beach, one that parallels his feelings towards his sister and mother? Furthermore, what if they have all become, in essence, objects of veneration? Upon further consideration, it is not so hard to imagine. President Strand is an exceptional woman who exhibits pan-romantic qualities, as does her daughter Amelie. This is surely one of the reasons why they have been able to commit themselves so completely to the cause of American Reconstruction, their one true love. Sam, on the other hand, I have diagnosed as demisexual. His sexual desires are strictly limited to those with whom he has formed an emotional connection, excepting family members like Amelie, of course. It is only natural to more highly regard those with whom he develops an intimate emotional connection. For children, this can lead to veneration. Yet there is also an inherent contradiction in this, for divinity is distant by nature, even as we yearn to grow closer to it. I've come to the conclusion that this contradiction is at the root of Sam's aphantasmophobia. Okay, and then number 6, which we have here. I decided to share with Sam my working theory regarding his condition. I was prepared for some resistance, but the intensity of his anger was surprising. He glared at me as he reframed my assessment as wild speculation. He had been brainwashed by a cult. It was the first time I'd managed to coax from him such a powerful emotional response. While I found it a little frightening, I did my best to remain professional, welcoming the breakthrough, the reduction in the distance between us. That was how I presented myself, but in retrospect, a part of me was delighted by his aggressive response. Damn. Get you a lady who loves to see you angry. Sam stated that he is a repatriate. I challenged him and said that repatriation was nothing more than a fiction used to explain the phenomenon of near-death experiences. Okay. So there are other repatriates aren't just people who factually can come back from death. Oh, fuck. It's people who have experienced near-death experiences. That's why repatriates is used as the plural. But there are no other repatriates like Sam. I see. Okay. One that makes use of the equally fictional beach. Emboldened, I pressed him further until I finally told him to snap out of it, to renounce his fantasies about the other side. For an instant, I thought he might explode in anger again, but instead he grew quiet, and after a long moment rose to his feet and left the room without saying another word. I fear I may have pushed him too hard. Then we have to look up number 7. 7. There it is. Oh god, where to begin? Sam turned up for his appointment today, right on time. I remember he looked calmer than usual, though that might have been wishful thinking. He'd been thinking a lot about our last session and how it ended. He said he wished I was right about the beach and what it meant to be a repatriate, that he appreciated the time we'd spent together, that I'd spent listening to his stories. And then he pulled out a syringe. He was still so calm, though at that point I sure wasn't. He said it wasn't all in his head, and that he could prove it. And then he stuck the needle in his chest. It all happened so fast. I froze in my chair as he went into convulsions, eventually falling out of his seat. I ran to him. Then, as he was laying on the floor, motionless, I removed the syringe and performed chest compressions. But it was too late. I sat there next to him for what felt like an eternity. And then he opened his eyes and sat up, still wearing that same calm expression. There was another handprint on his arm, a fresh one, left by the dead, he told me before. I'm a repatriate, he said. Every time I die, I get stuck in between and then come back. He was searching my eyes now, reaching for the words as much as they were struggling to come out. That world won't have me, and neither will this one. I'm only free to come and go when I'm with her, with Amelie. There were tears in his eyes. He looked so lonely, so I started crying too. I'd taken his hand in mine without realizing it, but he didn't pull away. I squeezed, and he squeezed back. He needs someone he can be close to, be intimate with. someone outside his family, someone who isn't Bridget or Amelie, someone to whom he can reveal the whole of himself, someone who would devote themselves to him. Me. I don't remember what I said, but I remember that he nodded, that he smiled, that we held each other for a long, long time. I kind of wish we got that as a cutscene. That's a really interesting scene. Him proving that he's an actual repatriate by killing himself with a lethal injection. That's crazy. Anyway, report number 8. A few days after the incident in my office, I tendered my resignation. Classic case of countertransference. Therapist getting emotionally involved with their client, and there was no way my professional pride would permit me to continue working. I felt guilty, of course. There's a permanent shortage of therapists, and many of my clients will struggle to find help elsewhere. But after what happened with Sam, I didn't see any other option. To be honest, I've already come to terms with it. What I'm doing for Sam more than makes up for it. I'd never normally use this word, but I really do believe his aphenphosphobia has been cured. He's shown so much progress that, absent an extremely traumatic experience, I wonder what could possibly happen. I doubt his symptoms will ever return. To my surprise, the president didn't have any problems with our relationship. If anything, she was pleased. I suppose this means I'll soon be joining the Strand family, together with this new life growing inside of me. Damn. Got pregnant instantly? I guess they just went straight to it immediately after he killed himself in the office. Fucking hell. All right then. Fair enough. Our baby is doing well. We've been told we're having a girl. Sam's already picked out a name for her. Louise. Lou, he likes to call her. He talks to her a lot, touching my stomach, telling her to grow big and strong. Bridget was delighted when she found out and suggested that we take a family photograph. Amelie was out of town, so it was just the three of us, blushing, smiling. And that same blush, that same smile, when we received the printout, along with apologies for being old-fashioned. There was a funny little message on it, "Be stranded with love," handwritten and signed. It's unique now, can't digitize or copy it. I'll always remember those words at that moment, and that moment, forever. Little Lou's 28 weeks old now. The doctor just checked us both out and said we're doing fine, but I'm not so sure. Lately I've been having the same terrible dream every night. I open my eyes and I'm all alone on the beach. I'm lonely and afraid, so I start wandering around, looking for someone, anyone. I spot Sam and Amelie, standing at the water's edge, their backs to me. Relieved, I call out to them. Her hair shimmers in the grey light. When she turns, it's her mother's face, twisted with sadness and pain. She speaks and says, "I'll be waiting for you on the beach." And I scream. I scream so loud, and then I wake up. That sounds legit. And we know, again, the dreams come from Amelie too, so she did that, probably. Everything's gone wrong. I didn't understand at the time. I was a therapist, a good one, but even I couldn't make sense of the nightmares, of what was happening to me. Bridget came to visit the other day. "They're not nightmares," she said. I hadn't told her yet. I felt Lou stirring inside me as she continued. She said she was sorry, that she hadn't known it would happen. Lou's special. She said that a lot. Lou had Sam's blood, and through her I was bound to the beach. Don't be afraid. She said that a lot too. I'd cured Sam, made him whole, given him a life to live for, to protect, made him a part of this world. She had a lot to say about that, about how the world was a jumbled mess, life and death all mixed up, but that Sam, my Sam, might be the one to make it whole again, like I'd made him whole. Without him, our fate was sealed, but with him, there was still hope for a future. And then she told me I was right. The beach exists within each of our minds. That didn't mean it was just a figment of our imagination. It had value, purpose, and in time, I would understand. She took my hand like I'd taken his on that day a lifetime ago. She smiled and squeezed. I was there, on the beach. Everything I had seen in my nightmares, I saw in that instant. Somewhere inside me, Lou was laughing, and then it all fell into place. Sam's birth, his family, the death stranding. For the first time, I saw how all the pieces fit into a terrible truth I didn't want to believe but couldn't deny. I saw my part in it too, and little Lou's. Those funny little words on the picture, "Be stranded with love," and I was. So, before she died, she knew literally everything that was going to happen. You'll have questions, and I wish I had all the answers, but I don't. I only hope this will help you to understand. Lou's kicking woke me up. I was alone, still half asleep, so everything around me looked askew. That all too familiar feeling of the waking and dreaming being tangled up. But you and Bridget and Amelie led even more muddled lives, didn't you? A reality between life and death. Between this world and the next. Because of all this chaos and confusion beyond imagination stranded on our shore, there are pills on the table next to me that I just took. All at once, I've tried to make sense of it, but this was never my world. I was born into an older one without a beach, and where the dead stayed buried and life moved on. Damn it, I'm shaking so hard. I don't think the drugs are working. I've got some syringes loaded with sedatives. Enough, I think. I'm going to use them, one after another, until I run out. I love you, Sam. I'll always love you. So, yeah. She knew everything that was going to happen. She knew... Because I mentioned this last time, but this Lou, their Lou, is BB, is our Lou. It's the same BB. So, like, I guess it was planned somehow, maybe not, that BB would end up with Sam at the start of the plot. But it was always meant to be the case that they would end up together, because they had that connection, and it was, you know, it was enough. It was partially enough to motivate him to do everything they wanted him to do. But Lucy knew, and she killed herself. It's hard to say if, because she was definitely manipulated. Like, she was manipulated by Bridget. Now, whether Bridget wanted her to kill herself or she just chose to do that of her own volition, either way, it's Bridget's fault. That fucking piece of shit. I mean, all of it is her fault. Everything, going even way further back, but absolute piece of shit. And that's the reports. I think that's the last one. It would be the last one, right? Yeah, that's the last one. Let's keep reading the rest, and then we're closing in on being done. Die Hardman's background. U.S. Special Forces enlistment record. John Blake McClane. American. McClane scored above average in physical and mental aptitude tests. His talents were recognized by Captain Clifford Unger, who elected to give McClane special training. Under Captain Unger's command, McClane took part in several missions, during which he earned a reputation for survival against all odds, as evidenced by his nickname, Die Hardman, and also, you know, the movies. The following information concerning John Blake McClane's death was recovered following the activation of the Chiral Network. It is presented without comment or interpretation. All personal data and official documentation concerning the subject indicate that he is deceased. However, even after reconstruction and collation of data from additional sources, we are unable to confirm cremation of the subject's corpse. Unfortunately, recovery of incinerator records from the time in question has so far proved difficult, on account of the incident's proximity to the death stranding. While the possibility that the corpse underwent necrosis and subsequently transformed into a BT cannot be ruled out entirely, the probability is exceedingly low. In other words, there is no evidence that the subject has in fact died. Significant portions of the subject's personal data appear to have been discreetly modified and expunged, but forensic study has led us to the discovery of a living individual who bears a striking resemblance to the deceased. Subsequent analysis of genetic samples do indeed confirm a DNA match for this Die Hardman. Okay, a few more. Dooms and the Zodiac. Astrologers like me are used to having our work dismissed, incorrectly of course, as unscientific mumbo-jumbo. But since the Death Stranding, more and more people have started to take an interest in what's known as astropsychology, a discipline that combines astrology with various forms of psychology. The fact that each person has a beach to which they are spiritually connected has doubtless contributed to this trend. These days, there are even psychotherapists who use astrological techniques in their counseling sessions. Perhaps the most interesting recent development of all, however, is the discovery that the alignment of celestial bodies at the moment of one's birth can influence one's relationship with the condition known as dooms. God, I'm speaking way too much. Of course, chiralium in the Earth's atmosphere means that it's difficult, dare I say, impossible, to actually observe the constellations at any point. To come to the conclusion that they therefore have no effect on human lives, however, would be a foolish error indeed. Yeah, I don't know if the birth date thing actually affects anything mechanically, because they say that in the intro when you're setting your birth date, and it says, like, you know, the constellation affects doom sufferers or whatever. Anyway, Clifford Unger case review. You care about this. Captain Clifford Unger, former U.S. Army Special Forces, honorably discharged, was shot dead at a government facility under executive supervision. It should be noted that prior to this altercation, he had cooperated fully with our researchers and contributed to our ongoing BB experiments. On the day of the incident, Captain Unger took an experimental BB hostage and barricaded himself inside one of the facility's rooms. After assessing the situation, the President ordered that a non-violent resolution be pursued, ensuring no harm came to either the Captain or the BB. However, this order was directly contravened by presidential advisor John Blake McLean, who shot and killed Clifford Unger. What a fucking piece of shit Bridget is. Oh my god. Not only is she the one who pulled the trigger, she just puts it all on Die Hardman. I guess he chose to do that. But still, it's so fucked up. Following the incident, McLean refused to surrender himself into custody and fled, and was accordingly designated a most wanted fugitive. Efforts to locate and detain McLean were unsuccessful. However, the search was later called off when an unrelated investigation into a suicide found that the deceased possessed the same social security number as McLean. The body was cremated before physical identification could be performed. Yeah, probably someone who actually committed suicide got used to clean this up in a convenient way for Bridget. Why am I so bad at reading? At least reading out loud. John Blake McLean was placed under Captain Unger's command upon being accepted into U.S. Army Special Forces. McLean performed exceptionally in training and subsequent deployments, earning commendations and a reputation as a born survivor who could be thrust into the worst situations imaginable and emerge unscathed. Around the time Captain Unger was discharged, McLean was chosen to serve as special advisor to President Bridget Strand. Though his primary duty was to ensure her personal safety, he became intimately involved with the Bridges 1 initiative, as established by President Strand. Several days prior to the hostage incident, it is suspected that McLean collaborated with Captain Unger to abduct a BB. It has since been confirmed that McLean actively compromised security protocols in a manner which directly aided Captain Unger in his attempt. Therefore, it seems likely that McLean resolved to kill Captain Unger upon concluding that their plot had failed. No! Though their motives remain unclear, it is speculated that Captain Unger was in possession of compromising information regarding his former subordinate, which he leveraged to secure McLean's assistance in abducting a BB. Fuck! Fuck Bridget so much, dude. When this attempt failed, McLean killed Captain Unger in a moment of desperation to prevent him from revealing what he knew. Later, when McLean grasped the gravity of his situation, he chose to take his own life rather than face the consequences of his actions. Man! Just talking shit on Cliff and on Die Hardman. Due to the circumstances surrounding the murder of Captain Unger and subsequent suicide of John Blake McLean, President Strand assumed direct control of Bridges to ensure that the BB experiments continued. As the organization's purview was expanded, their restrictions were reduced. They become President Strand's primary security apparatus, an elite organization under her direct command, wholly devoted to a mission of American Reconstructionism. A new director was subsequently appointed to lead Bridges, an individual known only as Die Hardman. Yep. And that's it for now. I think, yeah, because there was the memos that we get from the last thing we need to do. But that's all our reading done. Good God. Okay, let's go do that one mission. And then we're done, I hope. I'm ready to be done. Yeah. Teleport me out. I'll bring a whole host of non-lethal weapons, and we'll just blow the absolute fuck out of all those guys. So, yeah. We can jump here. You can see a bit of my zipline network. And we'll press on. Oh, more mail! God damn it. Oh, if I play more off stream, which I don't know if I will anytime soon, but if I get more mail when doing that, I'll show it to you during DS2. I heard they're planning some big ceremony to formally announce the establishment of the UCA. Guess that means Bridget and Amelie get their wish. Who saw that one coming, right? Oh, by the way, you remember my brother, don't you? Igor? The one who gave you that Ludens toy. How's that little guy doing these days anyway? Still loving that Porter life? Ah, forget I asked. So America's whole again. That's got to count for something, even if nothing's really changed. The Stranding still happened, and we still got to deal with BTs. But now it feels like we've got a future. Humans, I mean. We've found a new way forward, you could say. And it's all thanks to the sacrifices made by Bridget and Amelie, and grunts like Igor, and you, of course. All that's left is to see where this road takes us. Can't help but be a little excited, you know? Thanks, Sam. I mean it. I know you're a humble guy, so you're probably going to hate this, but I've got to say my piece. What you've accomplished is incredible. I don't think anyone really believed that America could be put back together again, but you went and did just that. You're amazing, Sam. I heard that Bridget and Amelie are gone. I was going to say, has that news been put out? And it has. I heard that Bridget and Amelie are gone. I don't know the details, but some people are saying they were the price we had to pay to become whole again. If that's true, I'm really sorry. I mean, it's a tremendous loss for us, but for you, well, family, no one should have to make that sacrifice. How can we repay you for all that you've done and all you've given up? Well, no one cares about the goddamn sacrificed babies. I guess that's still not public knowledge. I've been thinking about it, and the only answer I've got is that we just have to keep on living. Make the most of each moment you've gifted us, and we will. I hope so. I hope so. Okay, let's get out of here. Gotta print some guns, do some murder. Not murder, non-lethal murder. This will be a good use for the riot shotgun, actually, with how close quarters some of this is. Alrighty. Let's accept the job. Data transfer unit to the ruined factory. It's been a very long time since we last went there, but it's going to be a lot easier to get there now. I have a bunch of stuff in storage here. My skeleton fast traveled with me, so I'm good on that. I'll bring some armor. Yeah, I'll bring a full set of armor plate. I have a silver hand in storage. Probably don't need anything else there. So I'll make... I don't want a non-lethal assault rifle level 2. That's cringe! This can do non-lethal, right? Right? I think it can. Wait, underbarrel grenade launcher? What? It has that? What? Oh. And that has the tranquilizer. Oh my god, that has the tranquilizer rounds in it? Oh my god. I never read the description for the HG assault rifle. It's got a mini grenade launcher on it. Even now I'm learning new things about this game. What the hell? Does this have anything? No, it just has the Chiralium rounds. So I'll bring the HD custom of the riot shotgun. And I'll bring a remote deck grenade launcher. And yeah, we've got a remote stun bomb. I'll bring another one. And that'll do. God, it never stops, this game. It never goddamn stops. So much to know. So much to learn. Okay, that can go on my back. Go on my tool rack. The rest can just go on my back. Yeah, these we want to attach. And that can also go on back. That can go on back. That can go on back. That can go on back. Oh, that can go on pouch. There you go. Optimized. Lovely. Alright, that'll do just fine for us. I wish we had more battery capacity, but I'm not really willing to get rid of the stabilizer. Though, you know, I ended up, when I was looking for stuff for the thumbnail today, for the Death Stranding 2 part of the thumbnail anyway, I saw some screenshots. I saw Sam, and looking at him, it looks like you have a lot more space on the backpack. Like the thing, there's like maybe more slots, and or the things that you actually put on the backpack take up a lot less space, maybe? So I hope then that means I'll have a lot more flexibility and control over my loadout. Because basically once I discovered Stabilizer and basically just once I discovered Stabilizer, it became clear that I would never want to take this thing off. And it takes up too much space. It should go up one higher and take up one row less. Because you can see the connection points at the top, the whole top row, just isn't in contact with it. So it should just be able to go up one higher. Not that that would give me that much more, but I would appreciate it. Yeah, I have a zipline up to straight up to Luden's fan now. Press the wrong button again. Let me show you. So I've got ziplines going from here up. I tried to go up and over these hills, but there's like an invisible wall. You can't go up too far. But I got one over here, then it goes to here, and then it goes direct to here. So I can go straight to Wind Farm, skipping right over the entire BT area. So I'm happy with that. I got this going out to Way Station here, then over this mountain, over to Capital Knot, and then I've got the one going out to Musician as well, and then it connects up to some other people's that they made here, then goes out to here, then down to here. So I have this entire area networked out, though I don't have anything going up to where we're going now. We have to do that on foot. But yeah, let's do it. And, well, for the parts we've already done, I think I'll definitely go loud. But then, because it was in the trailer, I think, for Director's Cut. Like, they showed the whole warehouse area, and that's where the cardboard box was. I don't know if that's the thing we can actually get and use. I don't know. There are multiple things in this game that are just, like, very obscure and people generally don't know about. Like the battery-powered roadster and the vehicle holograms and, switch all these to the right ammo tag. And the level 2 ammo, extra ammo for the backpack that you get for doing all the stuff, doing all the firing range stuff that no one would ever do. It'd be nice to have now, but I'm just not doing that right now.
All you need to do is get that transmitter to the terminal inside the factory.
Mm-hmm.
Submit it for processing, and the unit will attach itself automatically, enabling remote access.
Yeah, well, this guy's making it too easy, so I'll stealth him. I'm not married to stealth. I will go loud if it's convenient. It's looking like it might be becoming convenient. So, like, how does the grenade launcher work? Down. Switch between rifle and grenade launcher. No. I had no idea. That's fucking crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Because the trank nades are really good. And to get that alongside an assault rifle? What a crazy cool weapon. Hello. Whiffed it. I whiffed it, but you see the vision. It was cool, in theory. Oh, get slept. Did that get him? I'll hit him with another one. Yeah, that'll do it. God, what a cool weapon. Absolutely excellent. Cool. Yeah, if I do any more with my save, I will absolutely use this thing more. I've just been bringing grenade launchers for the stuff I did off stream, but this is so versatile and variable. I love it. I'm down here. Who doesn't know where I am? Just jump down on him and... Oh, I wanted to jump down and descend with my jets and scare the shit out of him. But I guess killing him with 2 hits works too, I guess. I do have the extra melee power, of course. On the bit 2.
Sam, once we practice more security modes, you know the drill.
Okay.
Look for a panel near the door like before.
I'm working on it. A lot of guys around here, but we'll make it work. I want them to gather up so I can do a bit of a funny that, but at least I hit one of them, and then they can't approach me without putting themselves to sleep. Get ye gone. I'm rampaging, baby. I'm rampaging. See, I do appreciate... I don't know. Maybe it would be cooler if they split these out a bit better, because the first 2 are available basically immediately, and then this one is only post-game. I don't know, maybe put one in the middle. But it definitely feels good coming back to this. Like at the very end, when you know the most about the game and are extremely powerful. And have like all the best gear. Right, here we are, plug her in. We can finally figure out what the deal is with this place. And the people that were once here. I see it. I saw the box. We passed it by. Look at it. It's Metal Gear. We fizzant now. Oh, and it's terrorists down here too. Not mules. It's the only time we ever see them working together. They've got all cryogenically preserved bodies down here. Yeah, I'm glad I did this and didn't like just skip straight over to 2. Even if it doesn't amount to much. Ah, yeah, if we were Snake, we could crawl into that vent, and there's the box. Kojima's getting very fucking cheeky with this one, given that he can't do Metal Gear anymore. So you're a Metal Gear fan too, huh? Oh, it's full of oranges. Because yeah, it's that's an MGS2 reference because it was the orange, right? Was that too? It was the orange. Huh? Flipped it back that way? What are you planning, Sam? What are you thinking? Even the music's Metal Geary. He jumped in! Alright. Doesn't work if the top's open, though. No, he can't make it work. Can't figure it out. Unless? No, he's putting it back. Oh. It's not time for cardboard boxes anymore. That era has passed. Oh, it was kind of sad, to be honest. It's like Kojima's farewell to Metal Gear. What the hell?
Sorry, Sam.
That's so sad.
Looks like you triggered an emergency lockdown.
Yeah, like
Only
we
way
could
to
crawl
lift
in
it
there.
is
There
to
was even
neutralize all
rats.
the hostiles in that room.
Okay.
I don't need to remind you, but killing is the last resort.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what. We open with some stun grenades. We have smokes as well. We maintain the high ground here. Hope some of them, like, group together. Donk. Fucked idiot. Very echoey in here. Yeah, these guys don't get one shot by the stuns. That might do it though, second hit. Yeah, bunch up like that. Bunch up like that. Where I can... Oh, fuck. Oh, the aim. The aim has failed me. Come on. Throw. Get ready to throw. There we go. Throw another one out. Oh god, there's one right there. Okay, let's start shooting then. Let me deal with you first, so my back's covered. Yeah, riot shotgun does just fine. Down I go. I got plenty of battery for my shields. Taking no real damage because of them. Yeah, the nades soften these guys up. Okay, that's out now. Oh, that's fully out now. Okay. Let's go to the remote dat launch it. A lot of misses, but we can just chain them off like that. No, no, no. You don't need me. I need you. Okay, maybe you need me a bit. Sorry, Lou. I got naded a bit. Oh, that's it. Got him.
That's that then.
Didn't like use half my weapons, but it's fine. Oh, spam mag. I could
Resume your search for the terminal.
fully refill
We need to
this.
establish
No,
remote
fully
access.
refill the assault rifle with that. Where'd it go? Where's my... What? Oh, here it is. No, that's level 2. Where'd my HD go? Huh? Oh, I didn't mean... I guess it fell off my back or something when I got knocked down. There you go. Reloaded. And... Oh, it doesn't reload the nades, though. Maybe if you have another spare mag, you can reload the nades? Are there any other spare mags around? No. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Let's go find out what this was all about. I guess we'll... Yeah, we're meant to go through there, so we'll see what's in the post box. See if there's anything good. Kojima, you can't do Metal Gear anymore. Kojima, the sneaky motherfucker. It's just another element of him being a funny game designer. He's always going to do funny stuff like that. He's cheeky. He's a very cheeky individual. Okay, what awaits? And then once we're done with this, we're done. We're going to play 2. 3 hours in. I didn't think it'd take me this long, but oh well. More cryopods. Were these like the ultimate preppers? They were just waiting out the Death Stranding? A bunch of them here are broken. What's the deal with this stuff? I need the plot rundown. Prototype BBs? What? This was a Bridges facility then? Ah. I know there's a blonde lady in 2. It's not her, is it? This isn't leading into 2, is it?
Sam,
Hmm?
the terminal's in that room, isn't it? Submit the transmitter for
Huh.
processing.
Okay, I'll do the thing. It's even a different icon here. We're being bullshitted yet again about the true importance and true nature of what's going on with our work. Thanks, Die Hardman, for always being so reliable and honest. There you go. I think we get more... Ooh, memos. But I think we get more BB pod patterns for this. Not that I care, because I've already finished. And I've got the color I want anyway, but...
And now that the terminal is under our control, there's no need to worry about mules or anyone else stirring up trouble down there.
Oh, wait.
We'll upload our findings to the data archive so you can review them later
Are
for
they...
yourself.
Are they cryopods, or are they, like,
Great work.
still mother pods? Is that what it's supposed to be? Yeah, I got some goofy patterns for BB. Can have a wood grain baby pod if I'm so inclined. Oh. Yeah, she's got like a pod-shaped necklace too.
Putting this on record in case you don't make it back in time. I'm sorry. I couldn't keep my promise. Remember when we took this facility? Hell bent on stopping Bridges from making any more
Yeah,
sacrificial
so they were
rounds.
acting against Bridges because they knew the true nature of the chiral network.
Really did. But there's no stealing back a stolen life.
I'm glad someone's acknowledging it.
They were born into this world. They were a part of it, same as you and me. They deserved a second chance. But in the end, I could only give that to one baby girl,
Okay.
and even she didn't
Yeah,
last
she
long.
was a BB
Another
who survived coming out of the pod.
my conscience. Along with all the other BBs they tricked us into carrying. All in service to a new America. So many crimes.
Yeah, I hope this goes like on the network and everyone gets to see it and it doesn't just get swept under the rug like everything else.
Out. The whole thing was the vice president's idea.
Oh no.
Bridget knew nothing about it. Stumbled on
She's
that
not as many
little
layers
left
deep as me. She doesn't know.
Just goes to show you can never be sure who the real enemy is.
Oh no.
Anyway.
Does that mean they were working
on
with
my
Die
legs,
Hardman?
in case you
They
can't
were
tell.
being stringed the hell along, these poor people. Who were just trying to do the right thing.
Terminal. If you come too late to see me off, don't go carving me a headstone. Take it out on the bastards who built this place. I need you to deliver a message
Oh.
to the best
Wait.
and most fragile part.
Yeah, I just noticed that's Fragile's necklace.
And I pray that
Fragile?
I'm sorry.
Wait, Fragile was a BB?
Everything
What?
I could, and it wasn't enough.
That's actually a revelation, huh?
Try, even if it meant leaving you, even if it meant robbing you of the mother you
Oh,
deserve.
shit. So that means the person this is addressed to is Fragile's father, who we've kept hearing about.
You're wearing the other Masaga now, are you?
We are.
I think of you.
But
every
we're not
day.
who was supposed to be receiving this
Nothing
message.
else.
Oh my god.
I hope you
That's
can
crazy.
accept.
I didn't expect that. I didn't know anything about this. I imagine barely anyone's done this, so you wouldn't
I
know.
never will.
She said, like, you know, it could only help one little girl, but she didn't make it long. But
Bridges
That's gotta mean
wants to
fragile,
build a
right?
New America.
well, there was like there was the other girl before, but Fragile, definitely Fragile.
I left my family behind to gather men and women like you. To mold you. into
Unless it was like,
soldiers
unless
of
not, and
peace.
she is Fragile's mother, but she just went after Fragile was born to do this. I'm not sure.
You and my girl can
Yeah.
lead. the
No,
way.
okay, so Fragile wasn't a
You can make
BB.
a better
Confused.
world
Interested though.
together. You
This is
can
Fragile's
do it.
mother.
You're a fighter, and a damn good one at that. I should know.
Not where I expected this to go at all.
Trust in each other. Trust in your methods. Trust in your vision of America.
Hmm.
And please, keep my little girl close. Keep my fragile safe.
Yeah, if we didn't already
It's
get it.
only right. You're like a son to me, which makes you her brother.
Hmm. Very interesting. What else? There's another door? What secrets lie within? I gotta read those documents. Yeah, just a bunch of prototype BB pods. That's messed up. That's extremely messed up. This is so interesting. Single-handedly the most impactful thing added by Director's Cut. What do these have to say? These are at the bottom. Porter's note. So I'll read the first one again. Yeah, now we know. This is yeah, this is Fragile's father. We didn't know this at the time. I had no idea. I hope you'll get the chance to read this one day. Picturing you doing just that as I write helps me get my thoughts in order. I want to tell you about your mother. We used to work together way back before you were born. That's how we met, on the road, making deliveries to try and get America back on her feet. She was from a military family, raised by parents who taught her to take care of others, come what may, who gave her the tools to do the job right and proper. And sure enough, she was as tough as they come, and brilliant to boot. Knew all there was to know about guns, medicine, you name it. But more than that, what drew me to her was compassion, a burning desire to help those in need. Your mother, she believed this country was once a beacon of hope and freedom, and that it was her responsibility to help bring folks back together. Hearing her talk like that, I couldn't help but fall hard. I would have given anything, done anything, to make her dream a reality. Before I knew it, she'd become my beacon, promise of what could be. And you're that promise fulfilled. Proof of what's possible. Child of my American dream. Fragile. Damn. Not too long after you were born, this is the one we just got. Our crew was working with bridges, carting stuff all over to try and help folks get America up and running again. We lost more than a few to BTs, but we stayed the course. Never gave up hope. We bought into Bridges' whole song and dance about reconstruction, see? Nothing but bullshit and lies in service to a false vision, and the cargo they had us carry, without our knowledge. They built this facility, said it would help America reconnect with its future or some such. But you know what they actually did there? Sacrificed unborn children, and we were the ones who brought them their little lambs. When we got wise and tried to refuse, they threatened us. Don't you care what happens to your baby girl? Yeah, they thought they had us dead to rights, but your mom's not the type to take that kind of thing lying down. I told you that she had left us, abandoned us. Truth is, that's what she told me, but she lied to keep us safe. She went underground to put together a new crew, to protect you and realize her hopes for an America. Traveled all over the country, recruiting and training porters so they could hold their own against Bridges when the time came. Can't do a thing like that without attracting attention, so she took another name. Coffin. Bit dark and scary, you might think, but remember what a coffin's for. Preserving that which was most important to us. The precious, the fleeting, the fragile. Damn, and Fragile ended up helping Bridges the entire way. They don't deserve it. Bridges should be destroyed. God, man. Okay. Yeah, this is from Coffin. We'll read the last one. This used to be a Bridges factory, right up until we stormed the place. Those Bridges fuckers showed their true colors that day, let me tell you. It was a brutal battle. Once they understood we weren't backing down, they got desperate and demoed the place. So many died. Researchers, guards, babies, their own people. And Bridges covered it up, sealed off the whole area. But a few of us survived, hidden beneath the rubble. This region's thick with chiralium. Most everyone's gone gestalt. Same thing will happen to me before long. I'll always love you. We may never see each other again, but I know in my heart you turned out strong. You and your friends, you're going to rebuild America. I have faith. Man, what the fuck? Bridges... Oh, what? Midget? Huh? Fragile? What? I didn't know about this. This is fucked up. What a way to end it. Is this... I hope this is carried forward into 2. Bridges deserves consequences. Like, for this and just the BBs in general. They have not gotten there yet. What the hell, man? I was thinking when I got to the Tory gate off stream, it's like, oh man, the music's playing here. I should do it. I should end it here, but no. This is perfect. Oh, the graves! Is that Coffin? That's Coffin's BT? What the fuck? Put my controller down. This is cinema. Leaning forward. Holy shit! There's another white one that passed on. Fuck. What the fuck? Game's just gonna drop me off here? What's a man to even do? But just look around. And listen to the music. Jesus! I've never heard this song before. I didn't even know it was in this game. And it just overlooks the start of the game. This was here the entire time. This monument to all of every evil piece of shit thing Bridges ever did. I guess I could have gotten up here. This is like around... That's not my zipline over there, but... I did kind of build up to this. What the fuck? Kojima, what? This man is a genius. Can't just hit me with this in the last minute when I already thought I'd seen everything. What a view, man. What an insane view. And this is just lying so close to civilization. So many people that will probably never know about it because Bridges are going to get away with it. Genuinely, I know this is not going to happen in Death Stranding 2, but I want to work against Bridges. I want to fuck Bridges over. They deserve it. The truth needs to come out, and the responsible parties need to be punished. And we like Die Hardman, but he should go to prison at least. I'll just go mountain climbing while this song plays out. My god. What a moment to leave you on this. That's a weird rock. The lighting here too is just so bright. Just saying something considering we never get to see the sun ever. Yeah, now we're on top of the way in. Now we can get a good view of the crater from here, from the start. Yeah, I think that's a good place to finish this game. Holy shit. Mr. Kojimbo, you've done it again, you genius. I'm just gonna sit here and appreciate it. Very glad I went in so far with this game and that I decided to 100% it. I imagine the majority of people who play this game don't finish it, and then the majority of people who do finish it don't touch it again. So barely anyone is going to have done this whole full mission chain and learn the truth behind it. And learn the truth about Fragile. But people really should. It's amazing. Peak Stranding, genuinely. It's a fantastic game. I feel like I've learned twice as much playing this game through a second time than when I played it originally. So, I hope I can approach Death Stranding 2 with the same level of, attentiveness and care. And that it has similar things to show me. Similar quality of things to show me. Once this is played out, we'll go over and play it immediately. This song's really good. I have to go, like, listen to this song in my free time as well. Did not know about it. And yeah, okay, I looked it up. It was not made for this game, because it is called Fragile. But Fragile might be named after this song that came out in 2014. Man, that was fucking incredible. that was intense and insane and amazing.
Oh, that's right. Let's just sit here for a second.
I think if I had done this, it would have stopped the music, because that happened before. But that's what we'll call it. I'm going to say, well, that's what we'll call it for this game. We're going to keep streaming for, I guess, a few more hours. I didn't think it would take 4 hours to do all this shit. But that's all of Death Stranding. That's us done with Death Stranding for now. So let's go play Death Stranding 2 immediately. I gotta change the stream info, and I'll do a tweet as well. Didn't think it would take that long. Oh well. Oh, what should the stream title be? I don't even know. I don't know what we're gonna be like dropped straight into. I know so little. I haven't played this, and I've mostly avoided the trailers. Yeah, I'll give it something basic. There we go. And I'll do a stream tweet. Just cut. Hit me with an a heavy emotional blow. And anyway, I'm gonna start Death Stranding 2 now. There we go. There we go. All right. Oh, there's an ad break going. Well, I'm gonna have a cool it then. I can kill some time before that ad ends. Yeah, let me boot the game. Play.